milk the clock. We're going to try to run a few.
The integrity of the game.
But I'm saying if you're playing in a game, to me, I draw no distinction in betting on or betting against your team. You're betting on a game you're playing in. You have compromised the game.
If you're in the locker room, if you're in the locker room, just you in the locker room, do you think you'd have an advantage of knowing what the Rams' game plan was if Matt Stafford was a little banged up, if the Rams were going to try to limit plays?
But if I was betting the under in that game, it was based on my knowledge of what was going on. That's inside information. But if I was in that locker room and I was throwing a game, back to your in the flats, throw a pick six to make sure that we don't cover or lose the game, that's where the integrity gets factored in. And that's where the other guys in that locker room would have a big problem with it.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that.
But I do.
With it.
But people worry on the Pete Rose thing. Okay, so if he's betting on the Reds to win, what if the Reds go on a 5-game losing streak and now he's behind the man?
That's
so
right.
What you got to do now? You're going to bet on them to lose a game so you can make up with the man.
Okay, but he never did that.
That we know,
as far as we know.
No, we would know. I mean,
but that's why betting on your team, period, end of sentence. I don't care if it's to win or to lose.
Shouldn't be playing, but it's different.
Yeah, I disagree with you on that. We've always disagreed. I mean, when we used to talk about Pete Rose, you and I disagreed on that.
When we come back to Bunkers in Auburn, LT is going to tell you how you can get tickets, thanks to our friends at Michelob Ultra, to an upcoming game. It is game 96. Is that what I'm talking about?
It is
game 95.
Game 95, match 95, the winner of game 86 and winner of game 88.
Yeah, we're talking knockout round game in Atlanta. And here at Bunkers in Auburn today, you can register to win those tickets. We'll tell you how when we come back on the other side. The show today being brought to you by our friends at Crane U. Take us to break, LT, with Crane U.
Hey, look, if you are curious about a career in the crane industry, the first big step, getting certified, becoming fully compliant, Crane U here to guide you every single step of the way. From inspections, training, certifications, whatever you need, Crane U's got it handled. One call you make and you're good. Whether you talk to Francis, Nicole, any of the great folks here at Crane U, make sure you mention the next round. For more information, craneu.com. That is craneu.com. Catch up on all today's Next Round on demand through the podcast platform of your choice, Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcast, wherever you listen. Always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you never miss any part of the Next Round. Next Round shirts, Next Round hoodies, and Next Round hats all in one place, nextround.store. Find your favorite piece of gear from your favorite show and put it in your rotation. You never know, you might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all of your favorite Next Round gear by visiting nextround.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at nextround.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from nextround.store.
From driveways to interstates, accidents happen fast. The insurance company's response? Here's our offer. Take it or leave it. Leave it. Call Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys. Over 250,000 clients. And no, they don't accept lowball offers. They fight, they win. Over $2 billion recovered. Call now for a free consultation. 659-777-7777 or alexwins.law. Physical office location, Birmingham.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Travel day for Alabama baseball. They're at the airport departing the state right now on their way out to Omaha. Troy's on their way out to Omaha. We'll talk College World Series later on. NBA Finals continue tonight. We'll get to that. A ton of college football to get to, including throwing some flowers towards Alabama's Greg Byrne at some point. But we got to start the show off with our trip down to Auburn yesterday. The scene last night where the world got introduced to what every Auburn fan already knows about the excitement inside Jordan-Hare Stadium and what you get on a typical Saturday night. But now the world gets to see it. This is Freddie, who's gone viral. He's the German guy who's living in the South, and he's going to Waffle House and everything. He actually drove down and went to the game at Auburn. He said, Forrester, how did he describe it on Twitter, this picture he sent out?
Well, I didn't know that we were immediately going to that, so that's actually Tyler's photo.
Oh, that's Tyler's photo. Tyler, you're not from Germany?
Tyler,
no,
beautiful
I'm not.
shot. That looks like AI.
Very
Yeah.
artsy, Tyler.
Yeah. That's,
Well, Brooks did some color correction because I was just trying to get everything out to him as soon as possible.
Oh,
so the
Brooks got
framing
the
and
filters.
composition, that's me. Color correction. All
Okay.
Brooks.
Yeah, it looks
well,
great.
I mean, God did his own thing, though. After that thunderstorm,
right.
you get some beautiful clouds and everything. Freddie,
Now, here's Freddie.
this is Freddie. What does he say for us? You read that for us here since you're the Auburn guy?
This is the European mind can't comprehend this moment of my life. One of my friends said, punch me 5 times tomorrow, and I'll still think this isn't real.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
More as he's walking into the stadium, but just a ton of stuff. He was walking in talking about just the craziness of the stadium.
Hey,
And-
there's an eagle.
And there's an eagle flying around the stadium now. Now, when you're from Germany,
Ah,
this
yeah,
guy
they're
really
probably like,
is.
what the hell's going on?
Yeah, so the eagle's flying around, and then they do swag surf like they do at basketball and football games, and he's like, what the hell? Wow. As the swag surf is going on. We didn't show you the one where he walked up the wrong side of the stadium. And he said, oh, this is an amazing stadium. And he was walking up the stadium, and he got to the top, and he's like, I'm on the wrong side. I got to walk all the way back down to go to the other
those
side.
roundabouts. They're heavy.
And then when the game is done, so many people, he walked through the campus and took pictures and everything. And he said, everyone said I needed to stop here. And he was like, dude, laughing my ass off. This is a gas station. Of course, if you're on audio, you know he's at Buc-ee's where he had dinner at 1 a.m. in the morning.
He had dinner at Buc-ee's.
I had Buc-ee's, yeah.
Yeah.
He said he had not eaten since chicken sandwich that morning.
Yep.
So they loaded up at Buc-ee's.
I believe he posted he had the chicken sandwich from Walmart.
He did say
Walmart,
that. I
yeah.
did not know you could get a chicken sandwich
Based
from
on
Walmart.
the food I had in Germany, Buc-ee's was probably close to the top of the list.
Oh, was it?
Well, he's enjoyed Waffle House. It's Freddie LA7 on Twitter. If he's
real.
If he's American, he's got everybody hooked because everybody's following this guy.
So we haven't heard him talk.
No, we have not.
no.
I have reached out. I'm trying to get him on the show, and that may solve this. But Peter Byrne said it. People are saying it in the chat right now. People are starting to doubt that this guy's actually European.
I doubt it already on the surface.
Yeah.
Like,
But he's spending some money because he was in Helen. You know, I feel like I'm at home in
but
Helen, Georgia.
if he was really truly German, why would he not do YouTube or some kind of video accompaniment? It would be much more entertaining if you had his personality talking to some Americans.
We're on the investigation, though. We're trying to get him on the show.
Yeah, but I've doubted him from the get-go. I didn't know Peter Burns and others had. I thought I was the only one that was going to be cynical and not wonder if he was real.
No, I want him to be real because I love the idea of a European just showing up in the South and being, what in the world have I walked into?
Well, it is going on all
Yeah,
over
yeah,
social
there's some
media.
real stuff,
Yeah,
yeah.
like some fans from Sweden were in Indianapolis, I think they were, and they tried a corn dog for the first time.
Yeah.
And
Went to a
it
diner.
was amazing. Cornfields, they were amazed at how beautiful the cornfields look. I don't know if you've ever driven by a cornfield and thought it looked beautiful,
No.
but if you're from Sweden.
Well, it's just very unique.
It is unique.
Even if
I would tell
Freddie's
you.
not real, the idea behind Freddie
I
is
agree.
real.
I think Freddie is presenting
He's
what
like Santa.
Yeah, I think Freddie's presenting what I imagine a European would be like visiting the Deep South for the first time.
So you're already in Toy Story 5 mindset here. Everything's going to be nice and cartoonish for you today. I hear you.
Why
You're really
not?
good. It's an animated world.
I'll tell you, for the first time, though, I had soccer on a side TV, and normally I'm able to keep up with the side TV, but there's just nothing going on.
Yeah. Well, let's get to what Brown and Tyler experienced last night as you see Argentina walking out. Great experience with the local kids there as they get to walk out with these superstars. Messi got into the game, the weather, all that. We'll jump into it. Brought to you today by our friends at Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys.
Alexander Shunnarah, I guarantee you, Freddie, whether he's an idea or a human, has seen some Shunnarah billboards in his trip through the Deep South. That's because Alexander Shunnarah is all over the place. But he's based right here in Birmingham, Alabama. That's where he does his work, Birmingham. He could do it anywhere. The guy's, literally nationwide, could do it absolutely anywhere. And if you're watching us anywhere in the world, he could help you. But what really launched it for Alexander Shunnarah was, I'm a Birmingham guy. He's born here. I went to school at Birmingham. He went to UAB. And I want to help the people of Birmingham. So he established his practice right here in Birmingham. His firm is right here in Birmingham. That's where they operate. Now, More than 150 lawyers later, more than 500 dedicated team members later, they are still doing it right here in Birmingham. Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys. They've recovered more than $2 billion for their clients. You can be one of those clients as well. See more, Shunnarah.com. You don't pay a dime unless they win your case. Shunnarah.com.
All right. Before we get into the experience and what we saw on the field last night at Jordan-Hare Stadium, when our show was done at Bunkers, thank you to the Bunkers crew and our fine friends at Bud Light, Michelob Ultra, and Stella, a massive thunderstorm blew in. And as people were making their way to the stadium, you still had to have the umbrellas. So when you're leaving the stadium, you can't take your umbrellas in. My friend Michelle, who her husband and her kids were at the game last night, this is the scene of all the umbrellas left outside. So real quickly around the panel, would you worry about getting your umbrella back or not?
Nope. No, you just sacrifice that one.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah. I don't know how many is left behind, but I would not have tried to fish mine out.
No.
No, you just sacrifice it. You can go get an umbrella for what, $30 maybe?
What'd you do with yours?
Oh, I didn't have one. No, I didn't have one. Well, I didn't really need one. We went to a restaurant and
the reason I ask is,
storm.
remember you used to walk 5 steps from your
Yeah,
court.
I've never understood the thought of not using an umbrella. It's the most insane thing in the world to me.
For that reason, you have to keep up with them.
Well, you also don't get wet when it's raining.
No, but I was just talking about your 5 steps from the parking lot at Jocks to the stairs.
Yeah,
when you're about to go on radio.
Yeah,
I just
again, the funniest thing ever. I never heard that men don't use umbrellas until Lance watched the Masters one day when there was rain, and he's like, "They all had umbrellas. When do men use umbrellas?" And I'm like, I've never heard that in my life. I thought anybody with a brain uses an umbrella.
No, it was more about you taking 5 steps from Corda.
But the funniest thing was we're at Shoal Creek one time, and Mr. No Umbrella here gets caught in a rainstorm and shows up for the show drenched because he's no umbrella guy, which I don't understand.
Survived, right? You
I
didn't
did.
drown?
I did not melt.
Didn't
I was
drown.
fine.
Yeah.
Was going on radio, so it was not a big deal.
Terrible look, terrible feeling. You can have it all you want. I don't want it.
But you didn't have one last night.
I didn't need one. We were inside.
Yeah.
I don't think you need one as long as you won't get drenched to the point where your socks are wet.
Ooh, yeah. I just don't want to get wet.
My T-shirt, my hoodie, my shorts, those will dry off. But if my socks are wet, that's just going to be miserable for the rest of the day.
But it was about 4 o'clock. The bottom fell out as far as
torrential,
about as hard as I've ever seen it rain before.
But you could see it coming. The whole
yeah,
time.
and lightning popping some of the most severe lightning.
So I was happy that it cleared up for the game. So tell us about y'all's experience last night at Jordan-Hare Stadium. Not that the game mattered, but the experience was fantastic. Nothing but rave reviews. Tyler,
Tyler's a big soccer guy. Let Tyler go first. Yeah.
So seeing Messi play was a sports bucket list for me. I never thought I would get to see him play before I retired. So it was fantastic.
Scores a goal right there on a penalty.
Yeah. Not only see him play, see him score a goal.
Yeah, I got to see him score, and it's just fantastic to see someone still able to change the game immediately after they step in and at his age.
39 years old. Now, was that obviously the biggest cheer of the night when he came in?
Oh, yeah. They were cheering just when they showed him on the Jumbotron, jogging and warming up and stretching, or just sitting on the bench grabbing some water.
Which he seemed perturbed by that, didn't you think?
Yeah. He seemed like, what is going on?
Yeah.
Watch the game.
It would just randomly,
But there's nothing going on
It would
in the
randomly get to
a lot of the people at Jordan-Hare clearly thought so. They were starting the wave and had it going around the stadium 5 times.
Yeah, I'm not a big wave guy.
Getting up and down 50 times during the match. I mean, some of the first-time viewers were getting on my nerves.
Yeah, soccer snob, Tyler.
But truthfully, to LT's point, the last night was more about the experience.
Yeah, Iceland's no good. I mean, I don't think anybody thought this was going to be a good game,
3-0's what, 28-0 in football?
Yeah.
It's an exhibition game, so it didn't matter.
No.
So you're there for the experience. It's like going to a concert or a fair. Here's the swag surf going on, and again, I'll say this is a typical Saturday night at Jordan-Hare during the fall, but it's a good time. It's a good time. And Saturday night, it's a good time last night. There's nothing wrong with having a good time.
Does anybody know?
I couldn't.
88,043
That's what they announced. I couldn't see the upper deck above me, so this is is that my video, Scott?
It is.
Okay, yeah. All right, well, actually, it's my daughter's video that I shared with Brooks.
Yeah. My friend Johnny Orr was there, and he was showing me some pictures of the
Yeah.
upper deck, and the upper deck looked more full than a couple of spots in the lower bowl.
So the one across from me right there was packed. I never saw the one above me, but I think everything was packed. Yeah, I think it was. They said it was a sellout. I don't know, but it was close.
88,043.
Yeah, so massive crowd. Tyler probably cannot comment on this, but I told Jennifer, like all these people that have never been to something like this are talking about it, like the international fans. I would say it was probably an Auburn, Mississippi State atmosphere.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
It really
I mean, it was
was.
not an Iron Bowl atmosphere. I mean, it was far from an Iron Bowl.
We take as many digs as we can at little
State?
campus in
Okay,
Starkville.
let me do it again then. It was probably an Auburn, Arkansas atmosphere.
Okay.
I mean, it was not an Iron Bowl atmosphere. But I'm like Tyler, like, can you guys tell me somebody you have watched perform either in entertainment or sports that you would call a certified world superstar?
I mean, Tom Brady,
Okay.
Paul McCartney.
Okay.
I mean, there are a lot of people, but you're
Really?
saying Messi is
Who's a lot of people you
Tom Brady is one.
that you've watched with your own eyes? Yeah.
Tom Brady played for
I
the
know,
Buccaneers.
I know.
Yeah.
But who else?
World superstar, though?
A certified world superstar. You say a
Kobe
lot
Bryant,
of them?
Shaquille O'Neal,
LeBron
Steph Curry,
James,
LeBron.
I mean,
Michael Jordan,
But
Larry
not a
Bird.
ton.
that's what I'm saying. There's not a ton. I mean, the time when you can do that, I'm surprised you said a lot because most people are like, I never get to see it.
Well, most of mine are in sports, but yeah.
Yeah, but certified, I mean, a certified world superstar that
I mean,
everybody
Taylor
knows
Swift,
who this
I've seen
guy
her
is.
3 times, so
I mean, anytime you get to do that, that is.
Well,
I
and
mean,
I think
was
it's
just amazed by it.
You've got to be a little lucky, to Tyler's point, for Messi at 39 years old to come through Alabama.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, Taylor Swift, and I've seen her once as well, and she does put on a really, really good show. But if you want to see Taylor Swift, you can find a way to see Taylor
That's
Swift.
right. Yeah. Yeah.
It seems like it'd be much more difficult to see a guy like Messi.
And
he literally is playing in the MLS right now.
Well, then maybe it's not.
I mean, he barely plays, and also tickets are triple what
when he
they
shows up?
were for the Jordan-Hare match.
Yeah.
So
Again, I'm not even a soccer novice. I am trying to put together a World Cup Calcutta right now. But watching him on this,
Lance will still gamble
I'll
on
still
it.
gamble on it. That's the only thing. The only way I'm going to be able to watch it.
Yeah.
But watching him on that penalty kick last night, he looked like he was in slow motion. Was that like purposely?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was toying with the goalie.
Which, by the way, I don't think that should be legal. I know
I agree
it
with
is,
you.
as
I
long as
agree.
he's got forward movement going, but I don't think that should be legal.
well, I'm
But-
glad with your expertise, you
Wow.
don't think it should be legal.
Hey, full soccer snob is coming out.
Yeah,
with
no,
Tyler.
really.
I mean, you people can be that way. I'm somewhere between non-soccer fan and an idiot, like some soccer fans are.
Yeah, this is why the idiots don't like soccer. Another reason is because of the
Yeah, I'm,
snobs like
I'm trying to get into
Yeah.
it, but the snobs do ruin it for the rest of us, Tyler. I got to be honest with
But
you.
I do think that you've already got an advantage. That the goal is that big, and you're
Yes.
kicking from that close of a part on probably what was
Yeah,
a
it's a complete
borderline
guess on the
penalty
keeper's
call or
part.
not.
But you will admit it's the softest sport out there.
No.
No, soccer is physical. I mean,
really?
oh yeah.
For him to stutter step like that,
I don't
that's
see it.
Yeah, that's completely legal.
Oh,
You
I
just
didn't
can't
say it was.
stop.
I literally
You just
said
can't
it's
stop.
legal. He kept his forward movement going. I said I thought it should be illegal.
I disagree.
Where Hallie plays is probably more physical than this. These guys lay on the ground like they've been shot
I mean,
by
there's
a
a lot of
sniper.
contact. I mean, I don't know how hard they're getting
There's
hit.
a lot of contact at a
I
mall.
mean, let me kick you in the
yeah.
knee.
I mean, they almost had a.
Hey, and I'm not going to go down. And let me what I will do in my recourse.
Hey,
Yeah.
We'll
And
see how that works
and
out.
there
for
We'll
us.
have a quick red card.
And that almost happened last night. Like, how often do you see fights in soccer? Like
Never.
And it almost. I mean, they had to break one up last night.
It was getting really
It,
tricky.
it really did, and that's right before Messi came in, and I'm like, oof, boy, I hope they still put him in because it had gotten very chippy. They had thrown out some yellow cards, and I don't know what happened, but two guys collide, and the Argentinian players come after the Icelandic player that did that.
A little aggressive on his
Yeah, I mean, that
tackle.
would have been interesting. Messi comes in and they take him out.
I mean, I think that was the fear a lot of people had, but they still put him in.
That's why you don't play anybody in your pool in an exhibition game.
That's right. That's
I
a good
thought
idea.
they were friendly.
That was not friendly.
That's how they built
But
it last night.
when Messi stood up just to go warm up, the buzz in the crowd just to loosen up to come in the game was, I just got chills telling you about it. It was electric, crazy. I mean, I've never seen something like that because you just don't get to see a certified worldwide superstar that often. And just him standing up to walk to the end of the field to loosen up to come in. Am I overselling it, Tyler? The stadium went crazy.
I mean, it was
not even on the screen. People were just watching the bench for him to stand up.
It was insane. The atmosphere was incredible.
Yeah, I loved it. I'd go back and do it again tonight if I could.
Well, I thought the Auburn folks did a wonderful job with game ops. The whole city was abuzz when we were down there yesterday. It was just a tremendous night. Auburn makes a little money off of it for the NIL, the image around the country. I would imagine if you're one of the true Argentine fans who are in the country for the World Cup, who were at Auburn last night, a lot of people from that country were there last night.
Oh, yeah, tons of Argentinians.
Do you think we have Americans that will pull for Argentina against the USA?
I don't know if they're Americans. There may be people who are of Argentine descent.
I get that, but I'm talking about if you are a full-born American, because I saw a lot of Americans with Messi jerseys on yesterday.
Well, I mean, a lot of kids are huge Messi fans because of the Stardom Brown and Tyler are talking about. But I would say this, as an American soccer fan, you can correct me again if you'd like, Tyler. As an American soccer fan, to enjoy the World Cup, I always have a
secondary team,
bonus team.
Yeah, you got to.
I cheer for the Americans first, but oftentimes we're knocked out.
You go outside your pool for the bonus team, though. Obviously,
the pool's a random draw. My bonus team is always the Netherlands. I like them because they wear oftentimes the Buccaneer orange, and they look like a fun group of guys.
And they play fast, I think, don't they?
I don't know. I don't know enough about it.
That's what I've heard.
I don't want to say anything to upset Tyler with me about soccer. I don't know if they play
Done
fast
it now,
or not.
Tyler.
The idea of like a secondary team is like it's just more for like American fans, like the diehard like Premier League fans are like, what? You have a secondary team?
Yeah.
No, you are one team and one team only.
I have to because in the World Cup, I'm an American, and chances are we're not going to be there. The final 16.
Again, one of the reasons I'm
16 on.
doing a Calcutta is got to have somebody to pull for.
I'd like to have some stakes in there later.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So hopefully the Netherlands are around in 16-8, give me somebody to cheer for, and then I'll pull for an upset after that.
What were you about to say about the Argentina fans?
I would imagine, if you're Auburn last night, I would think that some Argentine fans who probably don't love American football are going to now adopt Auburn as sort of one of their American teams, and they may even buy Auburn gear while they were in town last night, or they may order it.
I could see that.
And then, they may be sitting there and watching, they'll check out Auburn basketball or Auburn anything, a sport that they like. They don't have men's soccer in the SEC, but Auburn's women's soccer. They may, like a lot of Argentine fans, may have adopted Auburn as their American college team last night because of this.
Much like I will watch some Argentina games just because I saw them, they probably do the same. Well, one more. Are you done? Is that all your observations? I don't want to override anything else you had.
Oh, no. Nothing else.
Because I was going to say one more.
Were you unhappy with the diamond formation the Icelandic team was playing or anything like that?
I did have some of my soccer buddies tell me that Iceland was basically just burning clock last night. They were just going through the motions.
Yeah.
So
they came out hot, but
because they got a shot real quick and missed. Yeah.
Did you take a position on the game?
I did not. It was a friendly. I don't play exhibition soccer.
I got you. Yeah.
I don't play exhibition soccer.
So no NFL preseason games for you.
But one other observation, and I don't know if Tyler had the same observation. When it came time to do national anthems, we got ours right.
Compared to Argentina's?
Iceland's, I don't know what theirs was. I don't even know what I listened to. And then Argentina's was kind of strange too, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's just because we're not used to hearing it.
Maybe.
But it definitely sounded odd even among like national anthems.
What was it, 8 minutes? I mean, it lasted forever, didn't it?
It felt like a long
I know.
one.
I mean, it was like Freebird lengthwise, but certainly not instrumentally.
So did they just play it over the
Yeah,
loudspeakers?
they played the United States anthem, and then later on, once the teams took the field, they played the Icelandic and Argentinian just over the speaker.
Did they do the Auburn football tradition of singing "God Bless America" before the national anthem?
No,
living on a prayer late.
No, living on the prayer.
Yeah,
no, we did not live on a prayer.
You could get a delicious Kaneka dog.
You
though.
could had one of those. Fantastic.
Imagine being from Argentina and finally tasting good Kaneka dog.
Oh, I know. I'd have moved to America right away.
So Lofsanger is their national anthem.
Yeah, long song, Lance.
Composed in 1874. I'm just seeing how long it is.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, 1874. A lot of instruments in there.
I may be wrong about this, but I think in the Olympics they have a time limit on how long your national anthem can be.
Iceland, I don't think is going to get in under the wire. That was a long one.
So they may have to have a re-edited version of their We're just, like Baptist Church on Sunday. We're going to do verses 1 and 5, stanzas 1 and 5.
Maybe
no 2, 3, or 4.
Maybe if I knew the lyrics, it would have felt shorter, but it felt long to me. But
yeah.
Oh, the criticism is the anthem is notorious for being challenging to sing due to its large vocal range of high and low vocal registers.
I mean, I noticed that too. Obviously,
well, obviously,
that stood right out.
Yeah, so you understood the vocal range of the national anthem more than you did the soccer on the field.
Probably.
I am almost to the point I'd rather go back to God Bless America as our national.
No, Star Spangled Banner's phenomenal.
I love God Bless America.
Yeah, no, Star
Was that
Spangled
our
Banner's
national
better.
anthem at one point?
No, I don't think so. God Bless America was written after the Star Spangled Banner.
Okay. America the Beautiful? Did we have?
No.
We had a national anthem before Star Spangled Banner, I think, right?
Well, I don't think so. We've barely been a country. I mean, the Star Spangled Banner was written.
So God Bless America was written in 1918 and popularized in 1938. So not the national anthem.
See if we ever had.
I know the Pledge of Allegiance, 1893.
How do you know
Chicago's World Fair.
We did that for the World Fair.
Before the Star
we
Spangled
did
Banner
for the World Fair.
officially became the national anthem in 1931, the United States had no legally proclaimed anthem. Instead, a few patriotic tunes served as de facto anthems throughout the 19th and early 20th centuries, like Hail Columbia, My Country, 'Tis of Thee, and the Star Spangled Banner, which was written in 1814.
Yeah, 1814 was Star Spangled. We're still in the first quarter, man.
But you just heard we didn't have a Star Spangled Banner until 1930 something. I knew when the
that
song
was
was.
when
See, Tyler didn't.
That was when it was
When we
official.
were doing radio, you guys remember there was a huge petition for R. Kelly's Ignition.
I do remember
to
that.
become our
yes.
national anthem,
That's right.
which I think would have been great outside of his felonious charges.
Yeah, those small part.
It'd be harder to start games off that way.
Yeah. Francis Scott Key probably had some skeletons in the closet.
Yeah, yeah, we don't
Probably
know
didn't pee on minors, right?
Yeah, it was be really weird to see that naval officer take his hat off and sing the R. Kelly song in an operatic voice.
That would be so good, though.
One more amazing thing happened last night outside of Auburn, Alabama, brought to you by our friends at Crane U. Tell us about Crane U.
Yeah, Crane U wants to remind you, just a great group of people located right there in Leeds, from first-time operators to seasoned professionals, seeking recertification in their industry-leading training programs. They're built for all experience levels. Backed by a team with over 100 years of the combined real-world expertise, Crane U delivers the knowledge, hands-on skills, and confidence you need to succeed in the field. Inspections, training, certifications, whatever you need, Crane U's got it handled. So one call you make and you are good. When you talk to Nicole or Francis, make sure you tell them the next round sent you. For more information on everything, craneu.com. That is craneu.com.
And our wonderful friends at Storm Restoration Roofing. I'm built different. I tell you, I tell you about Greg Nelson and his wife Andrea and the Nelson family that's owned Storm Restoration Roofing for a long time. And when I'm in Auburn and there's a gully washer storm blowing in like it did yesterday, the first thing I thought about was, man, I hope everybody's roof is okay down here in Auburn. If not, got to call our buddy Greg from Pell City. He handles all of central Alabama. If you get a gully washer like they had in Auburn yesterday, lightning, windstorms can disrupt one shingle. That's all it takes to have an issue up there. If you got a pipe that's not fitting right, there's a number of things that can go wrong. A free no-cost roof inspection from Greg, and he'll take care of you. Your roof may look old, but maybe you got 3, 4, 5 years of life left in it. Greg will let you know that inspection. He can also make that roof look better with a soft wash program. Maybe your roof's fine. It's just stained with the summer heat that happens down here. He can make it look new again. Storm damage repairs and so much more. Great with insurance providers. StormRestorationRoofing.com, 205-542-3531. It's Greg from Pell City. Braves lose last night. And they lose to the White Sox. But for only the fifth time in Major League history, does a guy make his Major League debut and hit a walk-off home run. That's what happened to Des Moines, Iowa's Braden Montgomery. And Forrester, who's a Sox fan, got his Sox hat on today. This video, this is from Braden's mom.
Yeah, so he got called up. He got the call on Monday, arrived in Chicago yesterday, and then hit a walk-off home run to beat the Braves.
Yeah, great crowd there with the White Sox. only the 5th time in history. I think Jose Cabrera is the only guy that I recognize that ended up having a great career that had a debut.
Miguel Cabrera.
Well, maybe it was Jose that I saw. Maybe Miguel.
Because Miguel hit one in 2003.
Was it a walk-off debut?
Yeah.
Okay, so it was Miguel.
So this is literally his first at bat?
No, not first at bat.
Just his debut game. His debut game.
First game. He had another RBI hit earlier in the game.
Okay. See, I thought it was his first at bat.
Not first
His
debut.
debut.
He started yesterday. Because the White Sox are down a couple of guys.
Well, you guys, I mean, you're 35 and 31 now, and
how about that?
I read this morning, 12th player to make their major league debut for the White Sox this year. Like, how young is your team?
They're so young.
I mean, my God, we're not even halfway through the season.
Yeah, so I think it's just I think by average age, the White Sox are the second youngest team in baseball.
See, that's exciting, though. Whether or not you guys can retain these guys, we'll see. But to be 35 and 31 with all these new faces based on how shitty you were the last couple of years, that's pretty amazing.
That team has lost 100 games 3 years in a row.
Yeah.
I was thinking best case scenario, they would just not lose 100 this year. Best case scenario.
And now they've almost got you to football season in contention for a playoff spot. How about that?
Yeah, that's all I'm looking for is to get through.
That's all.
Football season.
That's what I say every year with the Rays.
That's all you wanted.
If you just get me to football season with something interesting going on, it's always very exciting. So of the youth that LT is talking about, any of them, some of them, not a lot of them come through Birmingham already to make it up there? Do you know?
Yeah, a bunch of them have.
Okay.
So this is basically a Barons team that you're playing right now.
And we don't have that cheap Southwest flight from Birmingham to Chicago anymore, or do we?
It's not cheap. We've still got direct, which is
all right.
But I mean, the White Sox, like and I don't know if Buster's going to come back on this summer, but this would be probably something we would have talked about in depth. Like, the most surprising team in Major League Baseball this year is your White Sox.
There's no doubt about it. They're a half game out of first place right now. A half game.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. 80 days left to college football season.
And Scott's almost there.
We may want to work on Buster for next year. We're almost out of the Buster zone. Running out of time for the 40 and 42. By the way,
we need one of these. I watch these World Cup guys because they'll pop up on different interviews on national, and it's hard to understand a lot of them. We need one of these guys because we don't understand, like Tyler, the ins and outs of soccer. So we need an analyst on Brown.
Somebody that'll dumb it down for us.
Well, that just can't even really speak English. I mean, that's basically
that's us.
Yeah,
yeah.
So you want somebody who can speak English so we can understand, that can dumb it down for us, or
no? I'm just saying, like, the analysts that I've heard, they've got these really thick accents and they're going so fast. And I'm like, damn, most Americans that are watching this have no idea what's going on.
All right. Before we tell you about our friends at Central State Bank, have you guys on your social media journey come across the San Juan song?
No.
What is the social media journey?
Yeah.
Whether you're on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram.
Have we seen this on social media? So San Juan song?
Yeah. Have you, Tyler? You're the youngest one up here. The San Juan song?
No.
Okay, so on TikTok, there's like
Baby Shark.
Well, it's quality wise, it's about that good, but it's
San Juan doot 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 doot.
No, it's first time in I can't sing, but first time in San Juan, something Spanish, capital of Puerto Rico.
Okay.
And then it goes on. It's everywhere. And
our algorithms are not the same.
Yeah, I've never.
Catchy AI-generated pop tune created by content creator Bill Stittler, known as Sax Boy Billy, using the Suno AI music platform.
Now you understand
it's AI generated, though. It's my point. It was like this song, and basically he went on vacation to Puerto Rico, and he just wrote down some of his thoughts on his vacation, and then he fed it into AI, and now it's everywhere on TikTok. I don't know how many views he's getting.
I bet our daughters that watch Euphoria, they probably get it like you on the algorithm.
My point being is he's making money off of this, I assume, right?
Can you make money off of
that's what
AI creation?
That's what I was going to ask.
That's
I don't
my
know.
question. That's all this. I'm getting to that because his views and everybody is using. I saw him being interviewed on the Today Show.
Technically, he's the writer of the song.
That's right.
That's where you make the money, right? Is writing the song.
You say technically, like if I write a paper at the University of Alabama with AI, I'm not.
No, he didn't write it with AI. He wrote the lyrics and just fed it into AI, right?
Basically, I could just feed
okay.
this sheet into AI. And it would give me a song.
I thought you said he gave the highlights of his trip, and then they created the song.
he wrote the words, right? And it does
I don't
it word
think
for
he
word?
necessarily wrote it in
Word for word.
Word for word.
Okay, well, then I'll back off then. Yeah.
I rode a bus to whatever city he rides the bus to. Everyone clapped when the plane landed.
Yeah.
He wrote that kind of stuff down, and it kicked out a song with a tune.
Well, sooner or later, we know that the guys that write the songs are the ones that make the most money. It's going to happen where somebody actually has used an AI, and they've pawned it off of themselves, and it will be found out one day.
No doubt. Phenom says it's got 6 million listens on Spotify. 6 million on Spotify alone.
Spotify, yeah.
Yeah.
That was a few years ago. There was a label that tried to get their own AI artist off the ground.
Oh, I think I remember that in trash.
Then
we
the
did
AI
that story.
artist got canceled for being racist.
Wow.
So what is this thing called? Is it called
the San Juan, Puerto Rico song?
Okay.
Yeah. As commentary, I'm going to play a little bit of it here.
Okay, we'll comment over this.
Yeah, it's commentary.
Sounds like the 80s.
Yep.
Enjoy this live.
Like a
because,
sitcom.
the audio will be
Here we go.
We're commenting.
Doesn't matter. Music.
Okay. Would not listen.
That was another takeaway. I mentioned to Maggie, who didn't want to hear it.
Yeah.
Wasn't in her timeline either. And I was like, when the first time I saw this, I was like, oh, I hope this isn't where music is going.
I leaned Despacito over that.
Yeah, but
for
then,
sure.
But then after seeing it 60, everyone's what's it called, pantomiming to it, lip syncing to it, and dancing on their vacation or when they're having drinks with the girls and all that. After a while, I'm all of a sudden like, it's stuck in my head now. I'll walk around butchering the song all the time.
I don't know if you can butcher that one.
But my question is, can you make money off of it?
Yeah, I
is
feel
this
like
guy making money, and I guess he is if it's
somebody
on Spotify, right?
6 million listens on Spotify. Somebody's making money somewhere. I don't know who is.
Well, I mean, if he's just uploading it through regular distribution platforms like DistroKid or something, he's getting the same payout as any other artist, except he's getting it as the writer and performer.
You can't argue that he stole it from anybody.
Yeah, who are you going to pay out as the performer?
Yeah, I mean, I guess whoever owns the AI tech. I don't know, man.
Yeah,
I feel like we've entered some sort of.
He's probably okay on monetizing it. He's never going to get artistic credit, but I bet he doesn't care.
Now we pay for a lot of things up here. Does the AI that y'all use, can Brown just jot down a few notes about his soccer journey last night, becoming an Argentina fan? He's going to watch the World Cup now.
We need streams of revenue.
Can he
so
jot
if you could
down
do that,
just a few notes and we feed it into AI? Will it have a song for us at some point?
I can get a British woman to voice it.
I don't know if GPT will make a
I haven't done any
for us.
songwriting.
Yeah.
It'll write some lyrics for you.
I can have a redneck woman or a redneck man voice it, a British woman voice it. We have that capability.
could you do a British redneck duet?
Well, I was hoping for a song.
Maybe we can do a
Yeah,
song.
where was this when Lance needed to write a country song?
Well, we didn't have AI then.
No, we did, though.
When? When did you need
We
it? I
didn't
thought
have
that
Remember, it was a couple of years
ago.
ago. It was just a couple of years ago.
Yeah. Did you write it or?
No, we never. That was just one of the challenges.
That was
we
one of
never
the
did.
challenges we never.
That was the one
chose
I
not
We
to
ended
do.
up deciding against
Maybe.
it because Scott was going to have to film a video and then the music video, and that was going to be a very involved process.
But I think I ended up losing.
Yeah,
it,
Lance
so,
ended up not losing
Oh, yeah,
anyway.
that's
so
right.
he
Yeah.
didn't have to do it. Yeah.
It was going to be an involved process, but Scott got let off the hook by Lance's picks.
Yeah, we'll update you on our stake payouts from the bracket, not stakes, the bracket challenge payouts coming up. But we do one of them Friday, right?
Yep, that's the plan, right?
For Tyler.
That's the plan. Yeah.
$9.99.
Hamburger heaven.
Yeah,
Hot dog bar on Friday.
from Hamburger Heaven, hot dog. Bar.
All right.
Let's go.
We're all excited. Tyler, not so much.
Not so much.
Yeah.
I mean, I will say, and I had a designated driver yesterday. I think you had one Stella?
Yeah, half of one.
Yeah. I think I ended up, and I was just going at a normal pace, but I only had 5 during the show. So 9, you have to get up on it.
Well, I was going at a normal pace. I think I only had 5 during the show. I can't drink. I may try to eat 9 hot dogs with you.
Wow.
There's no way I could. I don't know if I could finish 2 beers.
I
and
might
9
try
hot
to
dogs.
drink the 9 beers with you.
Okay, so you two do it as a team, and he does a solo.
I think I'm gonna go Michelob because I want to
Low
watch
calorie
my
count.
figures.
A little Mick Ultra?
That's a lot of calories.
Okay.
Scott and I have been talking about doing some sort of counter or ticker to keep up with.
I like
to put
that.
on the show. So,
I like that.
Well,
Yeah,
you need
keep it on the screen.
how people hang the K's and the backwards K's. We need to hang something on the back wall.
I do have a tea time Friday afternoon, but I may be able to eat 9 hot dogs and then play 18 holes.
What an athlete. It's like that's a Tuesday for John Daly.
I saw Messi last night, and I get to see Dunaway Friday.
it's pretty.
It's a different challenge.
it's
The 9
crazy.
and 18 challenge. Dunaway.
Our friends at Central, that's a challenge in itself.
No, that would be easier though to do it over 18 holes because you got more time.
Yeah, because
Well,
I
then
have
just do
had
it over 9 holes, and then you can still keep it 9, 9, and 9.
That's true.
I've had, what hole would that be? Because they're numbered 9 holes at a time at Bent Brook. So I'd played 9 already, and then I was on 6. So that was hole 15 technically for me, where I had an accident one time where I had to lose a pair of underwear and a golf towel.
It's back on the docket.
And that was without 9 hot dogs. Central State Bank gets us to our first break today. Tell us about Central State Bank.
That is the bank that is big enough to meet every single need you have, but they're also small enough to know you because they are a community bank. Central State Bank is there to meet you for whatever your dream is. Anything from buying a car to starting that business. Wherever your dream takes you, Central State Bank is there to help. And they're a local bank, man, a community bank. And if you've never dealt with a community bank, you're missing out. The people that are making the decisions that impact your life are people that live in your community, work in your community, their kids go to school with your kids. That is who you want making the decisions for your life. It is Central State Bank. Big enough to meet every need you have, small enough to know you. Central State Bank, member FDIC.
Take the next round anywhere you go with official Next Round gear. Buy yours today at nextround.store.
From driveways to interstates, accidents happen fast. The insurance company's response? Here's our offer. Take it or leave it. Leave it. Call Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys. Over 250,000 clients. And no, they don't accept lowball offers. They fight, they win. Over $2 billion recovered. Call now for a free consultation. 659-777-7777 or alexwins.law. Physical office location, Birmingham.
Hop in. Injured in an Uber or Lyft? Here's the problem. Was it the driver's fault? The other car? The app company? Good luck figuring that out while you're trying to heal. Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys, they've got a guy for rideshare accidents. And here's the best part. They don't get paid unless you do. You heal. They fight. One call, 659-777-7777 or visit alexwins.law. Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys, because rideshare accidents need an experienced team. Physical office is Birmingham.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Never miss anything from the next round when you listen on demand through the podcast platform of your choice, Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcast, wherever you listen. Always like, follow, subscribe, turn on automatic download so you can catch every part of the next round. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on the Next Round podcast feed, and support the show by following, subscribing, and turning on automatic downloads on any podcast platform. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on the Next Round podcast feed. Thanks for always making the next round a big part of your day.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemphill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemphill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemphill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemphill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from The Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service.
Back with you on the next round as we roll on towards Brandon Marcello, who joins the show in hour number 3 to talk about Brendan Sorsby, the reaction from the Big 12, what's next as they will get together again on Thursday, the Big 10 and the SEC meeting with Senators last night, all that with Brandon Marcello. Final hour of the show. That's being brought to you today by our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Urology Centers, Alabama.com. Everything from prostate health to kidney stones, everything in between there. For 70-plus years now, compassionate care with the great urologists at Urology Centers of Alabama, taking care of men and women there. And you can see everything they offer, including hormone treatments, testosterone, vasectomies, everything there. Urology Centers, Alabama.com. Urology Centers, Alabama.com, 205-930-0920. Lance had a ideal coming back from the bathroom.
Well, we were just talking about the bracket challenge, and I don't know if you guys would agree to this, but it would include team building, content, and bracket payoffs. Forrester has told me what a pain in the ass this Uber thing is going to be to do. Now, I don't want to decline it. I'll still go out and do the Uber.
Pain in the ass to execute it well.
Yeah,
okay.
To execute it well. I actually had an idea that might help, but go ahead. I'd forgotten to bring it up.
So here's what I was going to throw out there. Dunaway and Brown play golf all the time. So they are the captains. They draft. It's all 6 of us. We go out and we play 2 threesomes. Now, in the threesomes, we're capturing the content. The deal is everybody has to shoot 120 or under. And in that round of golf, each team has to drink a case of beer and do 12 hot dogs.
Why am I getting punished twice?
No, I'm saying this would wipe yours. I'm saying this would be an all-inclusive thing where we don't have to do – I don't think anybody cares about the bracket payoffs anymore anyway. I voted that we don't even do it.
Yeah, the chat definitely
asks about it every day.
They're constantly asking
Okay, well, do you think they would rather have this?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. Now, again.
Dunaway's very quiet.
I know. I'd rather just get mine over with Friday and be done with it.
Because Dunaway won the bracket challenge for the first time in years.
Yeah, that's true. That's why Dunaway's quiet.
He wants to take his victory lap.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't care. Whatever's best for the show. Whatever y'all need me to do, I'll do anything.
I mean,
as long as we don't do it on a Tuesday or Friday. I have a lot of standing tee time.
A Wednesday or Thursday round for Dunaway.
I mean, I think it could be fun content. Now, the problem is
If
How many
everybody's-
guys in the back room can score under 120?
Well, the big,
Absolutely not.
I think I've shot one full round of golf in my life.
Same.
We could play best ball,
I've
and then
played a couple rounds of putt-putt in my day, but that's about all I got in terms of golf. I played Wii golf.
Here, the thing that jumps out at me as the difficulty is if everybody's playing, who's gathering the content? That's going to be your problem.
That also seemed to be an issue, yes.
Yeah. If everybody's playing,
Everybody's
getting the content.
playing and everybody's
drinking and
imbibing
eating hot dogs.
Yeah.
now we could do 2-on-2, and then the other two are in charge of the content for their teams, and they got to help out with the drinking and the eating. Dunaway is clammed up. He obviously hates this idea.
No. Well, I don't think the back room loves it either, based on their reaction. None of them play golf.
It's okay. We'll table it. You tell me your idea.
I got an idea that will
yeah.
help you on your.
I mean, we're helping Scott. I mean, I'm
not a fan of anything that has me holding a golf club.
Yeah, I can tell.
Same here.
Yeah, wow. It's 2 for 2.
Someone in the chat says, "Don't change bracket challenge. Changing equals cheating."
Ooh.
Which
I've been accused of that before.
I mean, we did make an agreement
Yeah.
before.
And you guys, you can. How many times have I mentioned off the air to y'all? We have got to get this bracket challenge done.
A lot.
And we're wiping out one of them this week.
Yep.
Yep, and I can start.
that's the
I can
easiest
start
one to wipe
photographing
out.
Brown anytime he wants.
Yeah. Oh, I've got that handle. I've got the photographing handle.
Yeah, which I think our plan is to roll that out in July. So we'll just
potentially yes.
I thought we were doing a July to June.
Well, we're trying. There's one small roadblock, but I'm trying to have July done by July. Yes.
Okay.
Can't get the fire truck.
Don't want to ruin it, Jim.
Just go down to Station 12 right there across from Publix.
Hey, and
nice guys.
I am willing next week to do this whole Uber thing. So
Okay, I got an idea that will help.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that part of the show being brought to you by our friends at Hoover Toyota. Great inventory there at Hoover Toyota. It's changing every day because you guys are rolling in there buying the hottest cars and trucks on the road.
Yeah, look, if you're in the market for a new truck, new car, new SUV, or used, pre-owned, they've got incredible selection of that as well. Stop in, beautiful location, Highway 150. Go see Scott Peoples, Harold, Kim, all the fine folks there. Tell them the next round sent you. They are going to make sure you are a customer for life of that red carpet program. They've been serving Birmingham, Alabaster, Vestavia for over 20 years. They are the best in customer service. They've got that on-site finance department. They're going to give you the best rates available as well. And, of course, the great inventory. Stop in, see them, or online, hoovertoyota.com.
Spurs and Knicks tonight, so we'll go ahead and talk NBA basketball here. Game 4, Spurs and Knicks, 7:30 ABC this evening back at Madison Square Garden. And pretty interesting. LT will have a play on that, lanceslock.com. He'll tell you about that in a second. It's 13 wins in a row for the Knicks. Nobody's complaining about Jalen Brunson at all. Now they lose one game, and I see headlines of hero ball, dribbles too much, all this stuff. They'd won 13 straight games in a row.
Most dominant streak in NBA history.
We overanalyze game to game. I said this last week when we were talking about the finals because going into it, it was like, man, this is a great story with the Knicks, but they got no shot at beating the Spurs, and then the Spurs go down 2-0, and it's like, this thing's over. It goes back to the Knicks, and then the Spurs take game 3. I mean, the thing is, and I brought this up on the show yesterday, is Jalen Brunson's averaging 27 points per game through the first 3 games of the finals, but he's shooting 37%. He's played well in the fourth quarter, but Karl Anthony Towns on the other side has not made a field goal in the fourth quarter. I mean, there's so many things to look at. Mike Brown bitching about the officiating. You know, the discrepancy 24-8 on free throws in San Antonio's favor in Game 3 in MSG. Now you look at the foul that Wemby had that wasn't called on Brunson. You know, what kind of, you know, how do the Knicks go after San Antonio tonight? Like, I think they're going to go out, they're going to try to prove a point, but this could backfire on the Knicks. Like, the calls could go against them tonight.
Yeah. The dribbles, real quick, to finish on my point. Someone has counted these.
Oh, gosh.
In this series, 3 games. Brunson has dribbled the basketball 1,590 times. The closest person in this series is it Stefan Castle or Steven?
Stefan Castle.
Stefan Castle with 813 dribbles. So almost double the dribbles by Brunson to Castle, and Castle's the second most in the series.
Can you imagine being the one having to collect that information and just watch a game?
I mean, I couldn't
dribbles?
do just the highlights. 1, 2,
2, 3. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Do you think they're even accurate on this?
Probably not. They probably just threw out such a big number, like nobody's ever going to go back and check this.
It's from Freddie, who's German.
Yeah. Well, the guy that gets accused of dribbling his team out of games has always been James Harden. And, like, people have pulled these numbers before. And I have heard that Jalen Brunson is playing more like James Harden, which is ridiculous. They're up 2-1.
People used to gripe about Mark Sears for the same thing. When Alabama would win a game, Sears was great. But when they would lose a game, they're like, God, he dribbles so much.
Well, the offense goes through these guys.
That's
these are
right.
not only your facilitators, but in Sears and Brunson's case, these are your best players.
Yeah, the guys that could get to the rim or hit a three.
I'm with Lance. Like, the NBA Finals are tailor-made for overreactions. First of all, it's a limited series. Like, you know that there is a definitive ending to this series at some point after 4 games or after. So you almost have to overreact to every single thing that happens in every single game. Like when the Knicks win Game 1. Oh my gosh. You know, how are the Spurs going to win this? The Knicks are, and then when the Knicks win Game 2, God, this is a sweep. We're watching a sweep, right? If they can win 2 in San Antonio, they're going to sweep this.
And you know what's going to happen? If the Spurs win Game 4 and tie this up, and by the way, we've got a great Stanley Cup Finals going on right now.
Some are calling it the greatest ever.
It's been incredible. I mean, you obviously missed it last night.
Well, I did. Yeah, I
mean,
saw some of it. It was on at halftime on the concourse there.
Just the action has been really, really next level. And Stanley Cup playoffs, you know, it's always that extra intensity. But if you were to get the Spurs to not only win this and make it 2-2, but everybody would – the theme tomorrow will be, if they win, this is going to be one of the worst meltdowns in NBA history.
Yeah, that's going to be our overreaction now.
And you're a 2-1 dog going into this, but now you're 2-2 going to Game 5. It's going to be the worst meltdown in NBA history.
Yeah, all we need is Wemby to come out with a bloody sock tonight, and New York fans will start really panicking.
I'm telling you, the retribution is going to be interesting, though. Because if I'm Mike Brown, I am sending a couple of goons out, and they're getting really physical. Elbow in the ribs, elbow in the throat. Guy might get thrown out of the game.
Elbow in the throat seems extreme.
I appreciate the people that react to what I thought was a quality line there on the bloody sock.
The bloody sock?
Yeah, blowing a big lead there. Hey, our friends at Lance's Lock gets us to our viewing menu today. Tell us about Lance's Lock in Hemphill, and then we'll do the viewing menu.
We did have the Hurricanes last night, minus 105 on the road against Vegas, tying that series up. Another ice pick winner for you. Major League Baseball and Game 4 of the NBA Finals up and available right now. Jump on board. Free play every single day at lanceslock.com. And, of course, it is always brought to you by our friends at Hemphill Services. Whether you experience plumbing, heating, cooling, any of these issues, home or business, they are ready to serve you. Hard to stop a train. Call Adam, Chad, Andrew, the guys there. For more information, hemphillservices.com.
Michelson brings us a viewing menu every day. LT will tell us about Michelson in just a second. But right now, Tyler, what are you watching tonight, man? And is there a next reel out?
So we've got no new movie releases today, unfortunately. Do have a new episode of The Next Reel out that is covering movies that critics absolutely hate, but LT and I love. And there's a bunch of different movies.
10 different ones.
Yeah, 10 different movies. There was not a single overlap in our lists. So go check that out.
Okay, for people that may be new to The Next Reel, tell them where you can get that.
So you can just find it on the Next Round channel. We've got it on our homepage in its own separate playlist.
And we send out links from all our social platforms and all that.
What's that?
And we send out links to the Next Reels from all of our social platforms and all that as well, right? We send out those links.
Sure, I guess so.
I think we do, right?
Yep.
We should. We will.
Yeah.
But yeah, go check it out. Netflix has a new show today called Outlast the Jungle. We're on a tropical remote island. 16 players must survive the elements, outmaneuver rivals, and remain a part of a team for a chance to win a $1 million prize. So if you like Survivor type shows, you got a new one on Netflix.
I can't remember the last time I watched a reality TV show. I mean, I really can't. I know you guys used to watch Big Brother back in the day. I watched the first season of Survivor.
Yeah, I've never watched Survivor. I'm with you, Lance. I guess
it's still obviously popular.
Yeah, I haven't watched Big Brother since the pandemic.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm with you. I don't know the last time I've watched one. But boy, it used to be all anybody was doing.
Yeah, I've never been a fan of the competition reality shows, but a lot of people really like them. Survivor was on 40 seasons or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably American Idol for me, actually, but that's been 15 years ago.
Ooh, that's even worse. Max has added Isle of Dogs to its catalog. So if you like Jim or think I'm a bit snobby and you also want to watch some snobbish movies.
Snobby, like a soccer fan.
Soccer
snobby.
snob.
Yeah, you're a soccer snob.
It did come across that way.
Isle of Dogs is a Wes Anderson?
Yeah.
Yeah, he is such an uppity weirdo.
Yeah, no, he does make very uppity movies. But this one's really solid. It's a stop-motion animated film set in a dystopian future where a 12-year-old boy flies to an exiled garbage dump called Trash Island to rescue all the beloved bodyguard dogs after a corrupt mayor banishes all dogs due to a pandemic. And it's got an all-star cast, including Bryan Cranston, Edward Norton, Jeff Goldblum, Bill Murray, Greta Gerwig, Frances McDormand, Scarlett Johansson, Liev Schreiber, Harvey Keitel, Tilda Swinton, and for some reason, Yoko Ono.
That is a crazy cast.
That's a random addition, though, Yoko Ono.
Yep. Bryan Cranston's performance in this is great.
That's like the cast of Odyssey, though. Odyssey, everybody's in Odyssey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, Christopher Nolan has put together. A lot of people are upset with the casting. I've never read the Odyssey, so I don't even know what to expect with this.
Yeah, I know Tom Holland's in it.
Yeah.
He's the son.
Odyssey, it's not going to be a strict adaptation of the original Odyssey story. Yeah. It's going to include a lot of elements from the Iliad in there, which is more so the story of the Trojan War. And I would rather it just be strictly the Odyssey because there's so many adventures that Odysseus goes on just trying to get back home. It takes him 10 years.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume this is a 3.5-hour movie, too, with Christopher Nolan.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
And that's being played by, what's his name?
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Holland is his son. Tom Holland, Spider-Man, is his son.
Correct.
And Zendaya is also in that, too?
Zendaya is
she's
also
in
the film.
Yeah.
You think Matt Damon's like, damn, I'm getting old, man. Tom Holland is being
Holland's
cast
my
as my
son?
son.
30-year-old Tom Holland is my son.
Weirdly enough, one person in that cast actually read the script or asked to read the script before saying yes. And it was Robert Pattinson. Everybody else was just like, "Yep, I'll do it."
Typical Brit. Americans are like, just give me the paycheck.
By the way, on the way to Auburn, I listened to a podcast with Tom Holland on it. First of all, I didn't know he was British until right then.
Mm-hmm.
He says the people that do the stunts, he tried to do most of them early on, but the people that do a lot of the more elaborate stunts in Spider-Man have a Cirque du Soleil background.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. And that they're different people for different stunts that specialize in the different stunts. But he's like, I did most of them early on, but I can do one backflip. All of a sudden, you need to do 2 or 3.
Oh, it makes the most sense. I mean, instead of doing CGI, you put them in a Spidey costume and let them do their thing.
Yeah.
And if you've never seen the Cirque du Soleil, I know you guys have in person. It's amazing the stuff those guys and girls can do.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting. And he also said that they really thought that the Spider-Man should have ended on the last one until they got this script, and then they were like, "Oh, okay, this is a good continuation of it."
And then he got that paycheck, and he's like,
"This is we'll do 2 more."
Yeah. Well, it was a 10-year commitment when he got it, and he's 30, so he was 20 at the time.
Yeah.
I mean, you make a 10-year commitment when you're 20. I would imagine by the time you're 30, you're like, "Hey, the money's been good, but I'd really love to do some other stuff." But I mean, he's obviously in a lot of things.
Yeah, this seems like it'll be the first true Spider-Man movie for people who have been fans of Spider-Man comics for as long as those have been going on. I forgot what I was going to say. I was going to say something really insightful.
That's okay.
Oh, no.
You got soccer on your brain
today. The Cirque du Soleil
today.
background. Tom Holland has a ballet background. He's a classically trained ballet dancer, and he was actually in competition for the Spider-Man part against Timothée Chalamet.
Oh,
who
wow.
Caught all that backlash last Oscar season for dissing ballet.
He played Billy Elliot on that's where he started his dancing and his acting career, Billy Elliot on stage. The little dancing kid.
Yeah. It was a feature film for a while, but I think it was a play either before or after. It wasn't really a shot from Chalamet.
No, it wasn't.
And it was just he was telling the truth.
Way.
Yeah. Chalamet would have been a good Spider-Man. Like Tom Holland to me is incredible, much better than Andrew Garfield or Tobey Maguire.
Yep, I would agree.
But I think Chalamet, you could have had an American play Spider-Man. Peter Parker was American.
Yeah. I don't know about Chalamet as Spider-Man. It might have worked. Prime has added Blink twice to its catalog. This is Channing Tatum, Zoe Kravitz.
It's Epstein Island. I mean,
basically.
Yeah, that's what it is. I've seen it. It's good, but it's okay. It's just very, very creepy.
Yep, very creepy. This tech billionaire invites a bunch of people out to his island for a private party. He requests everybody's phones as soon as they get there, and weird things start to happen. And also, Christian Slater and Haley Joel Osment are in the movie.
Yeah, every night, and Haley Joel Osment plays creepy and Slater really well. But every night they start doing shots, and then miraculously the next day, none of the women remember anything.
Oh no.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then finally, Tubi has added an absolute classic, true cinema to its catalog, and that is Big Trouble in Little China.
I still have never seen it, and I love Kurt Russell. Yeah.
Oh, you got to watch that.
Thought about it.
You've never seen that movie?
Edged up to the cliff, but never jumped.
That may be the first movie I've seen that you have not seen,
and that you absolutely know you've seen. Yeah,
that actually is actually pretty good.
Yeah,
I mean, there's a lot of rom-coms that he's not seen that I've seen. That's actually wow.
Yeah, Big Trouble in Little China has like that perfect amount of 80s cheese.
Yeah. Well, and it's got the supernatural in there, like
there's
a sorcerer or something.
Yeah, he looks like Raiden from Mortal Kombat. He's got a straw hat and he shoots lightning from his fingers.
Okay, yeah.
And then Kurt Russell's trying to get back his big rig, the Pork Chop Express. And that's all I got.
That's what Tyler's watching. Brought to you by our friends at Michelson. We'll get to the college football stuff on the sheet when we come back. Brought to you by Michelson Laser Vision. They bring you the viewing menu every day.
Yeah, 205-969-8100. That number I called way back in 2003. Dr. Mark Michelson, the first to perform the laser procedure in the state of Alabama in 1995. Make the call that I made. When you make that call, ask for Amy Toe. The next round, Cynthia. She's going to hook you up with a hassle-free consultation. 0 to lose to find out if LASIK is right for you. 205-969-8100. or MichelsonLaserVision.com.
Follow Brownie on Twitter and Instagram at Ryan Brown Live.
Hop in. Injured in an Uber or Lyft? Here's the problem. Was it the driver's fault? The other car? The app company? Good luck figuring that out while you're trying to heal. Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys, they've got a guy for rideshare accidents. And here's the best part. They don't get paid unless you do. You heal. They fight. One call, 659-777-7777, or visit alexwins.law. Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys, because rideshare accidents need an experienced team. Physical office is Birmingham.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Next Round shirts, Next Round hoodies, and Next Round hats are all in one place. NextRound.store. Find your favorite piece of gear from your favorite show and put it in your rotation. You never know. You might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all your favorite Next Round gear by visiting NextRound.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at NextRound.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from NextRound.store.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from The Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
So much to get to college football-wise. Here in hour 2 now, as we put soccer and stuff in our rearview mirror and move to 80 days away from college football in our Innisfree countdown to kickoff, 80 days out. Your game day tradition is Innisfree Irish Pub in Tuscaloosa and Lakeview. The Irish-inspired pub food, the signature Irish gold sauce, and always a world-class atmosphere. It's Innisfree, 80 days until we get to kickoff. Connor O'Gara, part of our family here, does the OG kickoff. He had ESPN's David Hell on the show. And the topic of discussion is Greg Sankey and the SEC's power in the league now. And at some point, the big discussion becomes, has Greg Sankey lost his fastball? Here's David Hell with our buddy Connor O'Gara on the OG kickoff.
I think Greg Sankey is largely the voice of reason here. But we don't live in a society where reason trumps everything else. We live in a society where the guy with the best soundbite or the guy who's greasing the right wheels is the one who's getting what he wants. And so I'm not sure that, I don't think Sankey has fundamentally changed. I think the ecosystem we're living in has shifted quite a bit. And Sankey's still trying to be the, hey guys, this is, let's think this through. What is this? Does this make sense? And largely, does this make sense for the SEC? Yes. But in general, his points about the playoff and that we haven't thought through a single repercussion of going to 24, these are valid points. He's not wrong. He's just not being listened to the same way.
I think that's a huge part of it. And I think this is just also maybe what conference commissioners sound like when their conference isn't winning championships. And,
right. Yeah. I mean, context is funny thing, man.
I think that is a lot of it. I think if the SEC had won 2 of the last 3 instead of losing 3 straight, maybe things feel a little bit different. But back to the repercussions. I mean, the biggest repercussion I have heard is the fan sentiment about not wanting 24 teams. And I think sometimes you've got to listen to that. And look, the most powerful guy is not Greg Sankey, it's television networks. We know this.
Yeah, and Sankey is in business with them. And
they don't want it, which is what's so interesting.
And they're funding the whole operation. So it's hard for him to go against ESPN.
Here's my take on this. Okay, if I'm Greg Sankey and the 16 presidents, even if I want a 24-team playoff, let's say that's what the majority or all of us want.
Of the SEC.
Of the SEC. Okay. Let's say that's all that we want.
All right.
But ESPN and ABC doesn't want it. You guys are great business minds. I'm not. At least front-facing, I could not be your business partner and be out here saying, I really want to 24 teams is where we should be. I want to go 24 teams. Yeah. We're going to go 24 teams, and we're going to make that happen. That would be bad business. I could say that, and it's easy for people behind microphones to say that. They don't have to then negotiate to get billions of dollars from ABC, ESPN, and Disney. You still got to have a relationship with these business partners moving forward. You can't, if you're Greg Sankey, he may believe everything he's saying, or he may have a different opinion, and the 2014 playoff could already be in the bag, that it's going to happen next year. But at least I have to put up a front that I'm fighting for my partners here, my teammates, my ABC, ESPN front, and they've got to at least think that I'm trying to think this thing through. Eventually, we may get to 24. It may already be a done deal that's going to happen in 2027. But as a partner with ABC, ESPN, if they don't want it, I need to make sure that I'm at least slow playing this, or at least putting up an argument on their behalf.
I mean, look, I think there has to be, you got to be somewhat diplomatic about this. But I also think, and I brought this up last week, Greg Sankey's a very, very intelligent guy. And he sees what the networks see, though, in my opinion. He could be just grandstanding and trying to play team ball, but I think he also looks at this. If the TV partners don't believe they can monetize and make more money out of this, Greg Sankey is also a businessman.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. If Greg Sankey had gone to whoever the head of ESPN, ABC is now, the head of Disney, and said, tell me about this 2014 playoff. What do you guys think? And ESPN's like, oh, Greg, thank you for asking, because we think we can bring in a ton more money. Here's what we're looking at, Greg.
You did this.
And this is your portion that will go to the SEC. And then Sankey went back and told the presidents, like, you guys decide, but I was just in Bristol and I met with ESPN, ABC, and they told me this much per school will be coming in if we go to 2014.
120% increase.
Yeah, whatever it is.
Well, by the way, it would be 100% everybody would be on board.
Of course they would,
Everybody.
if it's that much more money. So all that will tell you is that when Greg Sankey has broached this topic with ESPN, they're like, buddy, we're tapped out.
Yeah, and I think that's
we're
why
not paying more.
He's intelligent, and he goes
That's
back
right.
to people, and he's like, look, I've seen this model. Trust me, he's done his due diligence on this.
And I would say this. You're still stuffing these games into the same calendar that ABC, ESPN, and Fox, who are the main broadcasters of college sports, they're dealing with the NFL. The NFL is still going on.
That's right.
So you're still jamming these extra games into the same calendar that you're jamming games in now, that you don't have enough room for the 12-team playoffs, that you're selling them off to Turner because they're going to be opposite of the much powerful NFL games. So you're going to add more games that are going to be opposite or all stacked on top of each other, opposite of the NFL. I don't know how much more money it's really worth.
Yeah, to dumb it down on our level, we'll be going to Tampa in roughly 6 weeks. And we sell title sponsorship to somebody to sponsor SEC Media Days. Can you imagine going to somebody and saying, hey, look, I know you did this last year for this number, but we're going to double it, but we're going to do all this much more content in there, but it's content that is still going against the other content.
Yeah.
But you're just trying to charge them double the amount for the same week of time.
Yeah, and that's where ESPN's like, we don't have the space, number one.
We don't need it.
We don't need it, and we don't have that much more money. So
if we could play some of these games in June, we could eat it up.
That's right.
Because right now we're showing professional women's softball.
Yeah, well, I mean, we need something here. We show the Savannah Bananas on Friday nights. We need something, but we don't need it where you want to play it. And to me, that's the whole issue there. Now, where Sankey gets beat up in the chat, I see this a lot in the chat, and recently he got beat up on I think it was Brett McMurphy that reported this about the coaches that said off the record they felt like they got misled on the 9-game schedule.
Not this year at the SEC meetings, but last year at the SEC meetings, the belief was that the pitch was the Big Ten said we would go to 16 playoff teams, which the SEC and ESPN wanted.
Right.
Because when you bring in Oklahoma and Texas, that's a lot of brands. 16 is a good number for the SEC to get their brands in. That if we go to 9 games, the Big Ten would go sign off on 16 teams.
And the coaches felt like they got misled there, according to the anonymous coaches' reports from Brett McMurphy. And when Chris Lowe, if you guys remember, was on the show, I asked him that question. I was like, who is that directed at? Is it directed at ESPN? Is it directed at Greg Sankey? And he goes, a little bit of both. So for the first, I mean, you don't see this an awful lot where a group will fall out of rank in the SEC. It's generally been whatever happens behind those closed doors to a large degree stays behind them. But that was the first time I saw the coaches be openly, no, I can't say openly because it was anonymous, but a group of coaches be critical of Sankey.
Yeah, usually they come out of the meeting 16-0.
That's right.
Or 14-0.
They were
back
pissed
in
the meeting, but they came out and they acted like they weren't.
It may have been 8-8 in the meeting, but they come out at 16-0.
That's the thing I've seen him criticize the most for is going to 9 games and getting nothing out of it. Really, you got nothing out of going to 9 games.
So is this the third year of Texas, Oklahoma being in the league?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the third year of having Texas, Oklahoma 16 teams and a 12-team playoff. No extra playoff spots after you added Texas and Oklahoma. So I could understand. Now we're adding an extra game of conference games, so 9 conference games, and we're still at 12-team playoffs. It would be a lot more comfortable if Texas and Oklahoma were still in the Big 12 and we had 8 conference games and had 12-team playoff. It's a lot more comfortable for the brands in the SEC. So I can understand their frustration if they thought they were going to go to 16 and they got hoodwinked by the Big 10.
But do you guys think
24.
the 9-game schedule is going to cost a team?
I don't know. I mean, you could argue it cost Ole Miss 2 years ago. I mean, would they have been playing, was their 9th game Florida? I mean, that was the week before the Egg Bowl, right, when they lost to Florida. I mean, would they have been playing?
I guess if you go through it, you can find one loss.
I mean, would Ole Miss have been playing Tennessee Tech that week instead of Florida?
Yeah, it's impossible to know.
It seems like we got about 4 teams in the SEC that 2 are in, 2 are on the outside looking in, and I think it will eliminate one of those that's on the outside looking in. It'll help one get in and it'll eliminate one getting out. You know what I mean?
Do you guys not agree, though, if the SEC had won 2 of the last 3 national championships, there wouldn't be this criticism?
Yeah, I think Connor's right. This is what it sounds like when you don't win the national championship. Like anything your commissioner says, because we used to do this. It wasn't Petiti. It was the old boy before him. I cannot remember. Kevin Warren. We used to do this with Kevin Warren. Like anything he would say was, "Oh, that's sour grapes guy can't win championships."
Yeah, the guy that's blown the Bears.
The guy that's moved
Chicago.
the Bears to Indiana. We used to say, well, that's the kind of stuff you say when you can't win the championship.
You're not going to play during COVID? Of course you're not, because you're not going to win the championship anyway.
That's right. I mean, we used to say that kind of stuff about him, so I guess that's what people are doing to Sankey now.
All right, so we roll on here. A little applause for a guy that I think maybe gets beat up a little bit occasionally for his job. You know, it's not an easy job being an athletic director. After we tell you about our friends at Way to Wellness, Tyler, get the spotlight ready to go. But first, our friends at Way to Wellness, your journey to healthy living. Leslie, her board-certified team will give you a free, no-cost evaluation there. All you have to do is go to the website of planforme.com, There's no contracts with Way to Wellness. There's no sign-up fees, and that consultation is free. And you'll find everything that Way to Wellness offers you to jumpstart your weight loss. For me, it's these protein bars. I've got one that's chocolate and peanut butter today that'll keep me from bad snacking until I get to lunchtime. There's also injection therapies with the popular injections that are out there with weight loss, and meal replacements and everything you can imagine to help with your weight loss. They can do that at Way to Wellness, your journey to healthy living. And let's do the spotlight.
The College Football Spotlight.
It is presented by our guy, Alexander Shunnarah, Trial Attorneys. Shunnarah.com, Shunnarah.com. That is the place to go for any legal issue you have. Alexander Shunnarah, Trial Attorneys. When I say any legal issue, you probably think of Alexander Shunnarah and say, well, this is a guy that handles personal injury claims. I don't have one of those. Well, what about fire and storm damage claims? Bad drug and device, workers' compensation, employment. Basically, any legal issue you face, a great place to start is Alexander Shunnarah, Trial Attorneys. Shunnarah.com, Shunnarah.com. Great thing you don't pay a dime unless they win your case, and boy, do they win. More than $2 billion recovered for their clients. That is Alexander Shunnarah, Trial Attorneys, Shunnarah.com.
There are 2 coaches that we think really high of both of them, but we have one ahead of the other. But Adam Rittenberg, doing futures at ESPN.com today, has Notre Dame number 1 on his list over the next 2 years. The future of Notre Dame football better than any other power conference. Notre Dame is number 1. Part of that is Marcus Freeman's ability to lead the program, what he's doing. Some consider him the hottest coach in college football right now. And then there's Kalen DeBoer, who oftentimes we find ourselves defending on the show. I went back the last 4 years of these 2 coaches, and their resumes are actually a lot alike. Both of them have lost in a national championship game, right? Kalen DeBoer has 18 wins over the last 4 years against ranked opponents. Surprisingly, now some of these were Army, Navy at the bottom of the top 25. Marcus Freeman has 15 top 25 wins. So DeBoer with 3 of those. The unranked losses, Kalen DeBoer has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in 4 years. All of them all on the road or neutral site. Freeman only has 4 unranked losses.
Yeah, but look at the names of them.
3 of them are at home. For Alabama and Washington for DeBoer, he's lost at Florida State, at Vandy, at Oklahoma, bowl game Michigan, back at Washington, at UCLA, at Arizona State. For Freeman, it's been home to Northern Illinois, at Clemson, who was unranked at the time, home to Marshall, home to Stanford. Now,
that was a bad Stanford.
Yeah, and
team.
I would say this:
Stanford's one of the worst in the last 4 years.
That's
One
right.
of the worst Power 4 conference.
The
teams.
unranked both are playing. I mean, the unranked in the SEC is the unranked in the SEC. Again, we talk about the depth of the conference, much different than what Notre Dame plays on the downside of their schedule.
Yes, but the resumes are a lot alike. Why do you think nationally Marcus Freeman is considered? I mean,
because he's got charisma and he's a good-looking dude, and Kalen DeBoer is just
and he's at Notre Dame,
literally vanilla. And I don't know. I mean, I think he's the first likable coach Notre Dame's ever had.
We have said that. I mean, in my lifetime, it's the first Notre Dame coach. I'm like, I can pull for that guy.
Now, he's hot right now, and he's coming off a situation where some people believed he should have been in the college football playoff, but he didn't make it. And this year, when you look at it and you talk about the ranked wins, he's only going to play 3 teams that are going to be ranked. And so if for whatever reason they didn't make a college football playoff in back-to-back, he's going to lose a ton of steam.
So somebody says this in the chat a lot when we have conversations like this about Kalen DeBoer, and I wish I could credit whoever says this in the chat because they're absolutely right. When we talk about Kalen DeBoer, somebody always says in the chat, every other coach in America gets compared to their peers. Kalen DeBoer gets compared to Nick Saban. And that's the problem.
That's fair, yeah.
That's the problem with what you're asking right there, Jim. Why is Marcus Freeman viewed differently? Because Marcus Freeman's being compared with Mario Cristobal and Kirby Smart and Ryan Day. Kalen DeBoer's compared to Nick Saban. And doesn't really even get compared to Kirby Smart and Ryan Day and Mario Cristobal.
Look, when Greg Byrne, and I know we're about to get to Greg Byrne, when he was interviewing whoever he interviewed, including Kalen DeBoer, after Nick Saban abruptly retired, I think that was probably when you do your positives and negatives, and I still do it on certain decisions in life, like the negative at the top of everybody's list had to be following Nick Saban. I mean, that is a negative. And you know, everybody says you don't want to follow the guy, you want to follow the guy that follows the guy. And that is true. So everybody that anyone that took this job knew it was going to be this difficult because they were going to be compared to Nick Saban.
That's right.
And that's just the way it is. And even if Kalen DeBoer wins a national championship, wins one, I think Alabama fans are going to look back and say, he won 85% of his game, but he only won one national championship. That's what they're going to say.
Gene Stallings said that.
Yeah.
So try to do this exercise. I don't know if you can, but try to do this exercise. If when Nick Saban retired, Alabama had hired Marcus Freeman, what do you think the reaction would have been? Because let me remind you, and it's going to be hard to do this because you've seen the rest of the story. Let me remind you where Marcus Freeman was as a head coach. He had coached one game as the replacement for Brian Kelly that he lost in the Fiesta Bowl. His actual 2 teams that had those losses you mentioned, which were Marshall and what was the Northern Illinois.
At home, both of those.
Yeah, 9-4, won the Gator Bowl, finished 18th in both polls. 10-3, won the Sun Bowl, finished 14th in both polls.
Yeah.
That was your information on Marcus
that
Freeman.
hire would have been crushed.
Everybody would have been like, God, this guy, he's only average at Notre Dame. Why is Alabama hiring him?
Meanwhile, Kalen DeBoer had won, was it 14 games? He was 14-0, 15-0 playing in the national championship game because they were unbeaten.
Yeah.
They had beaten a really good Oregon team twice.
And let's remember who the fans wanted to hire. Mike Norvell or Lane Kiffin. That's who the fans wanted. Those were their fans didn't want Kalen DeBoer, and now, like I know a lot of fans are
I told you.
Some
wanted Dabo.
Yeah, there was some of that. Yeah. I'm
Dabo.
just saying, if those were your 2, like if somehow you could say, okay, there are 2 guys up for the Bama job. It's Kalen DeBoer, it's Marcus Freeman. When that decision happened,
LT was the first person I ever heard mention Kalen DeBoer. When he mentioned it on the air before any of it really started to turn towards Kalen DeBoer, I was like, There's no way they can get Kalen DeBoer. He's not going to leave Washington. He's just played in the national championship
What
game.
was so interesting is that you didn't, like, winning the press conference means nothing, but you didn't even win the press conference. But imagine if you would have hired Kirk Cignetti.
Well, we've talked about that before.
People would have rioted.
He had already taken the Indiana job, but assume he had not taken the Indiana job and was still just the coach at James Madison.
Yeah.
Oh.
They would have burned this state down.
People would give
Alabama
their
fans.
season tickets up.
Yeah.
They'd have been like, there were 6 other Alabama assistant coaches who aren't former Saban assistants who I would hire before him.
That's right. Yeah.
You would have had, I don't know what our version of Clay Travis would be. You remember when Schiano got the job, the verbal agreement, and then quickly there was like, I could tell you who would have led the charge. I think it would have been worse at Alabama if they would have hired a guy like Cignetti.
No, Feinbaum would have led the charge. I mean, Paul would have been. He would have been killing this hire. I suspect we would have too. Like, I know you love Cignetti now, but I think
dumbest hire in the college football history.
I think we would have said, how on earth did you look the world over and you found the James Madison coach to replace
Well, I don't
Nick
even
Saban?
think Nick Saban could have gone into Greg Byrne and say, hey, look, I'm telling you, this Cignetti guy is going to be the next guy.
You're not going to believe me.
He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing.
You're not going to believe me, but the James Madison guy is where we need to go.
And on the Greg Byrne thing, and listen, Greg's a friend of the show and he comes on with us a lot to answer some tough questions sometimes. But this guy, he got on the job in 2017, and he's had to replace Nick Saban, which wasn't easy. And I guess when he took the job in 2017, he probably knew at some point if he was doing a good job in Tuscaloosa, he'd be there when Saban stepped down. But this year, and Brooks has sent the graphics out, and everyone else has, football to the Elite Eight, they won a playoff game. Men's basketball to the Sweet 16 again. Women's basketball to the Sweet 16, baseball to the World Series, softball to the World Series, the 5 biggest sports in college athletics. I don't think there's another school that matches that as far as going to that deep into the season. That's a pretty good academic and athletic year in Tuscaloosa, and the guys hired Nate Oates, he hired Rob Vaughn, and Patrick Murphy was there, but gives them the infrastructure to do that. And
I'm being serious when I ask this, though. If Alabama's coming off a national championship in football, but those other sports don't accomplish that,
they don't care.
Is Byrne, is he viewed a better AD?
Probably so. Because, as I often say on this show, you know what I'm about to say, the vast majority of ADs in the SEC, and it's really in the country, but certainly in the SEC, they're directly tied to their football coach. You can have all the success you want elsewhere, but if your football coach fails, you fail. Now, Kentucky's an exception, and they're, maybe Arkansas to a certain extent, but Texas A&M, Alabama, Auburn, Tennessee, if football fails, AD fails. Like, John Cohen hired Hugh Freeze, and that was a failure. John Cohen got another shot with Alex Golesh. If Alex Golesh fails, John Cohen,
he's gone.
He's gone.
Yep.
Now,
I mean, he is long gone.
Do we still do the Sears Trophy? I know they included all these, but
I think it's Capital One now.
Yeah, they do it.
Yeah.
I mean, just based on that, Alabama's got to be the top athletic program.
They got to be in the mix at least, right?
I know you got equestrian and diving and all these other different sports.
Not Google this one in a while.
But that's going to be hard to beat.
The Capital One Cup, by the way, it gives you $500,000 in scholarships. So
Seemed
it's
like
worth
Stanford
winning.
and Florida won that a lot back in the day.
They did. They had more sports that sort of jacked it up. The SEC gives a Directors Cup.
Yeah.
And, the SEC, the 16 schools are closer. They're like sports. They play about the same things.
So here are the standings. The Men's Cup, Michigan is number 1.
Basketball national champion.
Yeah, but what else? I don't know. Indiana's number 2, so football got you there. Montana State's number 3. Don't even know what they do. Washington is 4, so I don't. NC State is 5. What has NC State done this year?
Montana State won the FCS championship.
Okay, I'm more confused by NC State. What
I was going to say the only year that might rival this in UA's history was 2012. I was a sophomore there at the time. Football, softball, women's golf, and gymnastics all won national championships that year. The men's team finished runner-up in golf, and the men's team made the basketball tournament. So that's the only thing I can think of that may have rivaled that.
Well, but here's the difficulty, though. I mean, with every success, I guess there comes some sort of difficulty. I don't know if that's true or not, but it sounded like something I could say right here. Greg Byrne, even without winning a championship, had to scratch around and find $2-ish million to give his head football coach. I don't know what Nate Oates got.
Or that new facility that just opened up.
Not cheap.
It is.
But keep in mind, Nate Oates also just got a contract extension because guess what? There were open jobs, including North Carolina. And you don't think Rob Vaughn's about to get a raise? I mean, he just took his team to Omaha. Now, I don't know if there's open jobs that scare Greg Byrne right now. Coastal Carolina's open because their guy took the South Carolina. I don't think you go.
Don't always have to have the open job.
You don't.
I
mean, there's
think
times,
this is an obvious.
There's times where you just got to say the guy made Omaha. We've got to pay him more than
we reward him for that.
Yeah, we reward him for that. But it's never been more expensive to run a collegiate athletic program.
No. I was going to say that too.
Yeah.
Greg Byrne gets a lot of credit. So too the Alabama boosters that are kicking in money left and right. I mean, to be successful at all these sports.
Yeah.
You're kicking in some cash because the facilities, I mean, even the golf team, Auburn's the national champions, but that golf facility over there is state-of-the-art as well. A lot of the former golfers paid for that, but, I mean, unbelievable facilities over there that they built and maintained. So pretty good year that wraps up in Omaha over the next week and a half, and Alabama is out there with Troy from our state and 5 SEC teams. When we come back, more football to get to, including a couple of NFL notes as well. We've got 4 downs, and Brandon Marcello joins us in 30 minutes on a show that's being brought to you today by our friends at New York Butcher Shop.
I actually went by last night on my way back from Auburn, got in town around 6 o'clock, stopped in, saw Jim. Tony was working yesterday, the Highway 119 location that I always go into. Picked up some of those steaks. Jack spent the night last night. We had some delicious fillets from the New York Butcher Shop. The incredible sides made in-house fresh every single day. Great selection of fine wines and desserts as well. 2 locations, the one I was at last night, 119. Also, right there, the original Cabo Heights. Rare quality, well-done service. It's the New York Butcher Shop.
Follow Dunaway on Twitter and Instagram at Jim Dunaway.
Hop in. Injured in an Uber or Lyft? Here's the problem. Was it the driver's fault? The other car? The app company? Good luck figuring that out while you're trying to heal. Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys, they've got a guy for rideshare accidents. And here's the best part. They don't get paid unless you do. You heal. They fight. One call, 659-777-7777. Or visit alexwins.law. Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys. Because rideshare accidents need an experienced team. Physical offices, Birmingham.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Never miss anything from the Next Round when you listen on demand through the podcast platform of your choice. Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcasts. Wherever you listen, always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you catch every part of the Next Round. Listen anywhere in the world at any time on the Next Round podcast feed and support the show by following, subscribing, and turning on automatic downloads on any podcast platform. Thanks for always making the Next Round a big part of your day.
Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000. Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop. Rare quality, well-done service. Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Back with you on the next round. Our friends at Walk-On's getting you ready to watch the NBA Finals again tonight. It's a great place to go enjoy all the action for the NBA Finals, the Stanley Cup football season when we get back to that in just 80 days. Our friends at Walk-On's are there. 3 great locations that are part of our show. Stadium Trace out in Hoover, the Trustful location, and the one on 280 just off Tattersall Park, just off 280 and 119 here near our station. The great Cajun cuisine, the wonderful, wonderful bone-in chicken wings, the great salads they have there, the Varsity Burger, just a menu, and the beer selection is tremendous, and the wall-to-wall TVs, there's no place like it. It's our friends at Walk-On's, Walk-On Sports Bistro, those 3 great locations here in Central Alabama. Always great to see them, and basketball back at it tonight, 7:30 on ABC. Baseball last night, I know a lot of Braves fans still like Freddie Freeman, even though he plays with the Dodgers. Became the 102nd Major League Baseball player last night to get his 2,500th career hit. So, I mean, he's been playing baseball for a long, long time. A group now of 102 players had over 2,500 hits.
I got randomly asked when I was in Europe who the active leading hitter is in Major League Baseball. Do you think most people would know the answer to that?
Is it Freddie Freeman? I would not have guessed Freddie Freeman if that is the actual answer.
I do not know the answer, LT. I am going to say it is that outfielder for the Brewers that is barely hanging on. That used to be good. Starts with a Y, Yelich.
Yeah, Christian Yelich.
Yeah. Is that him?
No, it's Freddie Freeman.
It is?
Yeah. He's the active hits leader.
Yeah.
Huh?
I did not know that.
It seemed like
that's a lot of hits, though.
Yeah.
I mean, he realistically can get to 3,000.
Well, it seems like one time we talked about him, he was like, maybe borderline Hall of Famer, probably in. I mean, he's locked in now, right? I mean, he'll
win
go
the championships now.
He's locked in. MVP,
Yeah, so he's locked in the Hall. Good for him. He's always seemed like a good dude. I think Braves fans loved him. They just hated the way. I think it was really more directed at his agent, the way it ended.
And I know that not a lot of people pay attention to other teams other than the Braves in our viewing audience, or the White Sox, or whoever your favorite team is. But the A's are playing 6 games in Las Vegas at the AAA affiliate this week. I guess Las Vegas is a little altitude. They're expecting the dry air or whatever.
Well, just the heat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes the ball carry well.
Because don't you remember, you guys may not remember this, but my dad played some slow pitch when I was a kid, and they used to think you could microwave the softballs and they would go faster, or they would go further, I'm sorry. So I think that's what they're talking about here, is like just the heat, the hotter the ball is, right?
You know, I've got a brother out there right now. Old Cameron makes $1, he's going to take it to Vegas. But I was talking to him the other morning, and in the morning it was 97 already. Like our heat hadn't hit, all the European players talk about, this humidity, which is legitimate, and that is different kind of heat. But, when you're talking about an average day out there's 100 degrees, the ball is going to
I mean, Dunaway, you and I were out there in March. It was already pretty hot out there.
It was. So the A's are playing 6 games there. They played Milwaukee 2 nights ago. Milwaukee won in 12 innings, 15-14 with 11 home runs. The A's win last night, 11 between two teams. The A's win last night 7-5. The A's hit 5 home runs. The Brewers added another home run.
Hey, so do you think that game went over? I had the over last night.
It was 7-5. I would say after the 15-14 game, that did not go over.
It did not. It was 13 was total.
Yeah. So
I really liked that we played the over the 2 nights before too.
That had to be easy with 29 runs.
Well, they ended up getting 4 in the 9th to actually take it to extra. So it was going actually under until they got it to extra innings.
Yeah, man. When the ball's flying, so 2 games they've had between the two teams 17 home runs. Now, it's a AAA park. I don't know if the new stadium will have the dimensions different when they get there in 2028, but a very Colorado Rocky-like field there for the Las Vegas A's. All right, let's do 4 downs today, brought to you by our friends at Central Alabama Asphalt.
So you ride around on these European, our buddy from Germany who's riding around the roads of Alabama. This is a true German. He's riding around, he's probably driving a Mercedes or something like that, one of the German sports cars on the roads of Alabama, and he sees
hard to pack that on the carry-on.
That is true. I'm sure he rented it. He sees the paving jobs that are going on. The major state government, federal government, municipal roadway projects. There's a good chance he's seeing our friends from Central Alabama Asphalt and Construction doing those jobs. Now, what that might tell somebody from Germany or you that live here in Alabama, well, they don't have time for my job. They don't really need my job. They got all the business they can shake a stick at. Boy, you could not be more wrong. They've got an entire division that just does the smaller jobs. Same quality, same crews, same dedication, all of that, but for your parking pad, your driveway, your parking lot for a church or a community center or something like that. For an estimate, small or large job, 205-349-0910, 205-349-0910, or centralalabamaasphalt.com.
First down.
Dan Fouts, 75 years old today. Ultimately, better career, Dan Fouts, Dan Hurley.
Well, Dan Hurley's won championships. Fouts never did. I mean, they were that wide open Air Coryell, right, offense, and he was probably
on the front
leading passer
end
a lot
of how the game was changing with the forward pass. I know it happened way before that, but as far as the numbers he was putting up in Dan Coryell's system,
yeah.
The thing I would say, though, I know he's won multiple championships now, and he's probably got more to come, but we are talking about an NFL great quarterback.
Yeah, no, I didn't cheer for them because it was so different. I didn't like that style of play. So, it was a contemporary that I watched at a young age in Fouts. But for some reason, I didn't like Don Coryell, and I didn't like that style of play, of which it is now all over all of football. I'm going to say Faust, he doesn't get enough credit, will have a better career, but, Hurley's a coach.
Yeah. Did you like Fouts as a broadcaster? You did Monday Night Football?
He wasn't bad.
Yeah.
I didn't love him.
He was in that booth with Dennis Miller. It was just a weird booth.
It was hard
a
for me
lot
to,
of beards. Yeah, it was.
It was hard for me to like him because I didn't like him as a player.
Interesting. That's such a strong feeling about Dan Fouts.
To explain my dislike for the Chargers, then that style of play, I didn't love their uniforms at the time. They had that dark blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, they never wore the powder blues.
The powder blues, their better uniform.
And we didn't do throwbacks during that time like we do now. And now
I just thought it was so unique to watch them because you did get points.
Yeah, you got a ton of points.
So it was everything else. I mean, this was a little before my time.
Kellen Winslow's team, the great
tight end, Charlie Joyner.
Yeah, that great, was it Christmas
Chuck
Day?
Muncie was in the
against
backfield.
the Dolphins.
Was
the one
it
against the
Christmas Day
Dolphins.
against the Dolphins?
Yeah, this is the longest game in NFL history.
No, I don't think it was. I think it was the playoffs. It was a wild card round of the playoffs.
Yeah.
But I still think that might have been the playoffs had started earlier then, I think. I thought that was Christmas Day, too.
It felt like it was a holiday. Maybe it was New Year's Day.
What was his career? He was at Oregon, right? What was his career like at Oregon? Do you remember?
Really
at all?
good. Yeah.
Was it really?
I don't remember him at Oregon. That was back before they were good, right?
Yeah, and they were never on TV, probably.
I mean, I will tell you right here, because didn't he play with Ahmad Rashad?
Oh, did he at Oregon? I didn't know that. That's a pretty good combo.
What was Ahmad Rashad's name in college?
Bobby Moore, wasn't it?
Something like
Yeah,
that.
I think so.
Boy, Whoever does his Wikipedia doesn't really care about the Oregon days.
Yeah, they just go straight to the pros.
You got to look at early life
That
there.
probably answered my question right there.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a.
I mean, Oregon wasn't good until Brooks was the coach, right?
Rich Brooks is the one that basically opened them up.
Yeah, I mean, Fouts broke the Oregon record for career passing yards early in the 72 season, which ended with a 4-7 record.
That was probably a low
that'd
bar.
Be like me being the top 6 best-looking guy on the show. There's only 6 of us.
He set 19 Oregon records, but they didn't win games, so maybe
so
that's
I'm
why
guessing
he
he wasn't
left
great
it
at
out.
Oregon. I'm gonna go Dan Hurley.
He was 3rd-round draft pick too.
Yeah, 3rd round.
6th quarterback taken overall in the 1973 draft.
Wow, third quarterback.
Yeah.
All he does is throw the ball. He can't hand it off like Terry Bradshaw can.
Wow.
Second down.
On this date in 1947, Saab produced their first car. What's a car make that you never see anymore? I don't see any Saabs anymore.
No, I don't know if Saab still does it.
I thought you were going to ask me better Saab, Keon Saab, or
Saturn. Saturn would be my answer.
Well, Saturn does. They certainly don't make them anymore.
I had one of my best friends in college drove a Saab, so
what about
in turn I would drive it, but the keys were down here.
I had one that a guy in high school drove a Saab. It was like the Saab 990 or something like that.
Yeah,
one of my
Danny
good friends
Daniels.
at NBC 13. You guys know him, Chris Pallone. He was a
Pallone
Saab.
drove a
He was a
Saab?
committed Saab guy.
Yeah.
I think he owned 2 different ones in the time I knew him.
You know what I saw over in Europe a lot, and I just recently saw it on because we're watching Homeland. I'm watching it for the second time because they put Saw in the trunk of a Peugeot.
I was gonna say a Puego. Is it a Puego or a Peugeot?
It's a Peugeot.
Peugeot. You never see Peugeots anymore.
You see him at
Puego.
Puego. I thought the T was silent.
That's like you're trying really hard
It's a
there.
marinara sauce. The Peugeot though is all over Europe right now.
Oh,
Like
are they?
it's
A lot
one
of
of the
those?
more. I
Yeah.
don't want to say it's a premier car, but it's one of the more prevalent.
I'm going to
cars
say
over there.
Suzuki Samurai.
You don't see that, and you can't. I've tried to buy one as a second car just to have.
Yeah.
You can't find them.
Yeah.
Everybody's saying stuff that is like Pontiac. They don't make Pontiacs anymore. That's why you don't see them. Saturn. They like Brooks said. They don't make Saturns anymore.
Yeah, when I had the Ram trucks over the years that Bo always sold me, twisted my arm and sold me a new one every other year. My dad would always call it that Dodge truck, and I said, Dad, they're not part of Dodge anymore. They're just Ram. Ram has its own entity now.
It's not a
They
Dodge
broke
Ram.
away.
It's a Ram.
Nah, I
It's
bet-
not a Dodge Ram. It's just a Ram.
James Senior probably had a preference for it or Chevy back in the day.
That's right. He was not happy when I was driving the Ram.
Yeah.
He was not. I
My-
can't remember if he liked Ford or Chevy.
Now,
But it was one of those.
I know Jesse Lusk, my maternal grandfather. He believed in the Oldsmobile. My grandmother was always in an Oldsmobile. Now he had a truck, but my grandmother always drove an Oldsmobile.
They raced those in NASCAR.
Oh yeah,
at
it was an
one point in the 80s.
Pontiac and Oldsmobile were in NASCAR
But
back in the
Buick is kind of the spawn of that, right?
I guess. I don't know. Oldsmobile was General. Well, they're both General Motors, so probably.
Yeah. I don't think, does Ford make the LTD anymore? That was my first car. It was, I think we land planes on them now in the Pacific.
don't even make the
It was
Taurus.
aircraft carrier.
Somebody told. Yeah, those were massive cars. They had a huge trunk. Remember how big the trunk was?
Oh, it was
They
wild.
made the LTD from 65 to 86.
Yeah, well, watch a 70s movie because we were talking about this on the next reel. So, Jack, I've introduced him to the Dirty Harry catalog. And so we've seen Dirty Harry from 71, Magnum Force 73, and we just watched The Enforcer. But all of the cars in San Francisco are those huge LTDs.
Yeah.
And, like, I mean, they all weigh, 4 tons and probably 10 miles per gallon.
Wasn't worried about the gas mileage or dynamics. It was like driving a brick.
No, you could hit a brick wall in it and you'd be okay.
But do you know?
But you didn't have seatbelts, so you went through the windshield.
Yeah. Somebody told me the other day, and I'm confirming now that they were incorrect, that Lexus no longer makes a sedan, like a luxury sedan. Now
That is not true.
No, it is not true. He is incorrect. I just looked it up. But they don't make many.
They make the SUVs too.
Yeah, it's all
They
no.
don't make many. They do some really nice, like sportier, luxury sedans.
But they make a ton of SUVs. But it's just weird because the way Lexus entered the market was a luxury sedan, and I mean it was like the one everybody wanted at the time.
Third down.
On this date, 1989, Tales from the Crypt debuted on HBO. Which original HBO show will be the first reboot? You know what's going to happen. And I tried to find some Tales from the Crypt because I loved it. It was a more jazzed up, over the top, pushing the envelope Twilight Zone that now has become Black Mirror.
It doesn't stand the test of time. I went back and watched one Tales of the Crypt. I don't think it did.
I couldn't find it. Like when I found it, you had to buy them per episode, but you also had to subscribe to a certain channel.
They're not. It's part of the HBO family. If you do you not have HBO Max?
I do, but it's not on there.
Are you kidding me?
No.
How's that possible?
Now, maybe they had it and they've deleted the catalog since, because I guess you can't keep everything.
Yeah, Warner Brothers has been trying to offload, let's see, about $60 billion in corporate debt.
Yeah, as one does.
And then, so one way to cut costs is to not continuously pay licensing fees for old stuff. So they were getting rid of Looney Tunes, Tales from the Crypt, Westworld, which was a very popular HBO show.
That was very good for the first couple of seasons. Now, when they took it to the city, I kind of tapped out.
I didn't watch that year, but the first 2 years was really good.
I mean, do you guys think, like, Sopranos is something you never want to touch, but, I mean, that theme is going to be done again?
Well, I was going to bring that up, but I thought you would scoff at it. But
you can't do the Sopranos again.
Could you do? I never watched.
Some of them are too good.
I never watched one episode of Sex and the City. Could you redo that with modern actors?
Oh, yeah. That seems like that would be easy.
I don't think you can.
I mean, it may not be as good as the first one.
It won't be called the same thing.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be a true reboot.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, they're going to reboot something.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you said Sopranos. I've brought up the concept of remaking The Godfather this day and age. Like, there's a whole generation that never saw the original. I think it would be a fool's errand, but
I don't think anybody would tackle it. I remember, like, the closest thing to that is when they remade Psycho, and it's been forever ago, with Anne Heche and Vince Vaughn, and people were pissed. Like, I mean, there's just certain movies like a Rocky, a
the
Jaws.
Psycho one was basically a shot-for-shot remake, but done just without any of the talent.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Why would you want to recreate a masterpiece?
Yeah.
And that's what The Sopranos was in television.
I would agree with that. But if I was going to do anything in the Sopranos genre, I would take the two kids who still do a podcast together, Tony's kids, who have grown up now, and I would let them be taking over the family. And you just do all new characters.
Yeah, I would rather do kind of a prequel. I know they tried it with the All Saints, and I thought it was not a good movie. But
I didn't see that, but I'm more interested.
AJ was awful.
I'm more interested in the ideas of prequels than sequels.
But see, I would be. Is it Meadow?
Yeah.
I'd be more interested in Meadow running the family now. A lot of you guys would be like, "Oh, it's woke. The females running the family now."
I mean, she's too soft, though. I mean, that's the thing.
I don't think
she was
it works
getting harder.
for Meadows' character, but like it works just fine in The Penguin. You see Sophia Falcone run that crime family. It's amazing. Have you gotten a chance to watch The Penguin yet, Lance?
Yeah.
I watched like 3 or 4 episodes. I thought it was really well done. I don't know why I tapped out, but
yeah, you should keep going with
yeah,
that.
I know. And I started Daredevil a few weeks ago, and I've watched like 3 or 4, and I think it's really good. But
no, I think Meadow could be a really good crime boss. I think.
Or what if she married the boss of another family and they merged the family?
I mean, she was more about like being in choir and getting her degree.
She was growing up, but now she's got to take over the family.
You got to give the backstory on when she turned.
The very first scene could be her looking at AJ. You're not man enough to do this.
That's
I'm going to do this. Tony's dead. Tony's dead.
She knows nothing about the business.
You're coming out of Tony's funeral.
You're going to have to give some backstory here.
Coming out of Tony's funeral, and everybody's looking to AJ, and he's just melting under the pressure. And Meadow takes him in the room and says, "I'm going to run this."
That's right. You're not good enough.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that kind of undo the character development and like
you're not worried about that
moments you got between Tony and his kids?
You're not worried
so
about
many
that.
years have passed. It's a reboot.
Now you got to remember they all died at the end of the last episode anyway, so none of these
not
people
all
are
of
alive.
them. I mean,
I guess you would ruin that if you tried to reboot it because so nobody died.
Nobody died? Okay.
While I was preparing the New York Butcher Steaks last night, me and Jack were watching Pine Barrens, which is probably my standalone favorite episode.
Yeah.
But, watching how good Paulie and Christopher were together, and obviously they killed Christopher off, and Paulie's dead now.
They're eating that ketchup.
Oh, so
mix
it with the relish.
That is a funny episode.
Guy was a Czechoslovakian.
Yeah. He goes, he was an interior decorator. His house looked like shit. Because he said he was the Ministry of the...
Ministry of the Interior.
Ministry of the Interior.
He's killed 19 Czechs, and he was an interior decorator.
That's so
really,
funny.
his house looked like shit.
4th down.
Okay, how about this one? This date in 1973, the Grateful Dead performed their longest concert in the band's history at RFK Stadium in D.C. 30 songs coming in at 4 hours, 41 minutes, and 37 seconds. My question to you guys, most painful in-person event you've ever been to?
Oh, gosh.
That would be flat-out torture for me.
Gosh.
By the way, there's a Dead show at Avondale tonight. Our buddy Mick Gillespie's coming in town for it.
Is
Absolutely loves the
It's
Dead.
a Dead cover band.
Yeah, it's Joe something, Joe Russo, or I don't know.
Joe Dead.
Is that what it is?
No, I don't know.
No, but it would work. God, Joe, I don't know, man. I've been to some painful events that I've had to sit through.
So that every song averaged 8 minutes long.
Well, that's kind of short for their. So they must have.
Is that right?
Yeah.
30 songs in 240 minutes? Is that 8?
Yeah.
Maybe.
3 times 8's 24.
That math checks out.
Yeah, I concur.
Sad I had to use a calculator.
It is Joe
I
Russo.
thought it was going to be more complicated than that.
The Joe Russo Almost Dead show.
Almost
and Mick told me, he's like, it starts at like 5. And I'm like, well, yeah. I mean, because you've got 8-minute songs.
Yeah, and they've got a curfew at Avondale. They got to be done. Don't they have to be done by 11 at Avondale?
Yeah, you got to be.
Yeah, so they got to start early.
I love our guy at Avondale.
Michael Sellers.
Love him.
right.
And they have some good bands, but I didn't know this existed. I think Avondale's where they've got a Taylor Swift cover.
No, they do. Yeah. Yep.
And the girl's in like a long blonde wig and walking up and down the stage like Taylor Swift.
Is she any good?
I mean, I don't know. I was half tempted to go because I'm a Taylor Swift fan, but then I was like, come on, this can't be.
Yeah, this can't be that good.
Yeah. Know what you're saying, Forrester?
I've been to one Catholic wedding in my life.
Those
Is this
things
back
are
to
long.
Meadow taking over the Boss family?
Those are long, aren't they, Scotty? How long?
They're
Okay,
long.
okay. Yeah.
And I wasn't prepared for it to be as long as it was. I don't know what the actual runtime on it was, but it felt like it took about 7 hours.
I think it's about 45 minutes to an hour and 15, depending if they do the full mass.
Oh, no way.
It's a
This
great,
was definitely longer.
Great call, though, but their funerals are just as bad.
Scotty, did they give you, see, I am big.
Have you never been to one?
I've never been to a Catholic
I've actually
wedding.
been in a Catholic wedding.
Been in one. Do they give you a run of show? Do they give you whatever the
program?
A program. Thank you. Do they give you a program? Because if I'm in something like that, I always want to know where I stand.
Yeah, you can time it out.
Yeah, I'm like, I mean, it may be an hour left, but at least I know where I am in the show, right? Did they give you that, Scott, or is it just flying blind?
This has been probably 15 years ago. I don't remember having an itinerary.
Oh, that would be the worst.
I've been kind of out of the wedding mode. I was in it for a long time, and now I'm unfortunately I got a ton of weddings coming up, and I've got 2 in a couple of weekends. But I'm trying to explain to my plus one, Maddie, like, you don't have to show up for the wedding. Like, nobody knows.
Yeah, just go to the reception.
You go to the reception.
Yeah.
So how's that going? Is she on board with that?
Not so far, but I'm working. Still working the angle.
Lance will sell on occasion. I don't know if you've ever been on one of the sales jobs.
I went to some play that I was told there was a, what's it called in between a
nudity?
Intermission.
No, intermission.
Oh.
And it was long. And then I forget the name of the play, but it was long. And then we had intermission. And I thought it was like halftime. I was like, they put intermission at halftime. And I was like, oh my God. I mean, it's going to be a duplicate of what we just sat through. And then the second part was a lot shorter.
Oh, wow.
So it wasn't as bad. But that one felt like hell. I would say for anybody that's ever worked in local TV, it's fun to go to Talladega as a fan. Working in local TV, a NASCAR Sunday at Talladega when you've got to be there so early and you're there so late doing specials is horrible. And any severe weather day in local TV was miserable.
I was going to say courtroom.
Oh, I never had to do a courtroom.
That's the
I would
worst.
throw elections into that too.
The
Okay.
worst.
But my short time as a news anchor, because in sports it was a free play day. We would do 1,000 things that wasn't involved in my sports. But when I did local news, they were like, "Hey, we're wall to wall starting at 5 o'clock," and I'd be sitting there at 7:30, and I've been there 2.5 hours. And all I did for 2.5 hours was one 90-second update on power outages and road closures while the weather person ran to the bathroom and then came back. And I'm having to sit there and do nothing and watch them say the same thing over and over and over and over and over.
I dodged a major bullet with Leighton never being in dance, but I heard the dance recital.
Lance, awful.
And I also heard they don't sell, like, why would you not sell alcohol at those things?
I'll one up you. Cheer competitions.
Oh, yeah?
They last from about 7 a.m. to about 7 p.m. and you're there for one performance. That's 3 minutes long.
Yeah. I'll go worse. Youth swimming meets.
Ooh,
yeah,
because I had 2 little kids that were different 4 years apart, and you each swam in 2 events. And you would think, to make it easy on the parents, because, by the way, we're not setting any world records, so we don't need any rehab time. You would think you'd put them close together,
You
like
got the
give them
pop-up tent by the side of the pool.
like give and basically at that age they're just swimming one end to the other, maybe one end and back as they get a little older. So it's not like they're young. They can rejuvenate pretty quickly. You'd have one at like 10 a.m. and the other one at 2. And then you'd have one at 8:30, and then hers would be at like 12:30. They were separated apart like they needed a cool down pool or something. I was like, let's bang these two out.
I'm with you.
Then this set of parents can get on out of here.
That's the dance recital. Jennifer would go to the run through. She'd say, all right, Anna Cates and dance 4 and dance 63.
They
I'm
do
like,
that intentionally.
You got to be freaking kidding me.
They do that intentionally to keep you there.
Yeah.
You know what? If you were married to LT, he would tell you.
What?
He would be like, nobody will know if we're there for
You're
number 4. We just need to be there at 63.
At 63 with roses in your
but
hand.
there are some parents that like it, and what you do is find that parent, and you're like, hey, give me a text.
That's right.
I'll be around the corner at local bar.
Well, let me know when we get to 58, and I'll mosey on over.
Back to the cheer competitions, to echo what Tyler said. Sometimes the awards afterward are like 2 hours after they perform.
Yeah, that's part of the problem, too. Yeah, you got to wait forever.
That's our 4 downs. Let's go straight to Brandon Marcello, top of the hour now, brought to you by our friends at Champy's world-famous fried chicken, Champy's Chicken. It's 11 o'clock straight up, and we're always glad when Brandon can join our show to make us smarter and educate us on everything that's going on, especially in the off-season, because I don't understand half this crap that's going on. I don't know why, did all the Big Ten presidents and chancellors get on a Zoom call last night with the senator? Was it just one of them? You designate tag, you're it. You're the lone survivor. I want to understand where we are with this bill that's going on and where we are with the Big 12. No better person to ask than Brandon Marcello.
CBS Sports at B Marcello on social media. Friend of the show for a very long time. Joins us now, Brandon Marcello. What is up, Brandon? How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Doing well, thank you.
Brandon says the longest thing he's ever had to sit through was that last segment when he had to come out for his interview.
That was the final question there. The most painful live event you've ever had to sit through, Brandon. I would think college people testifying before Congress would probably rate right up there.
Yeah. Oh, most definitely. Yeah. You get used to it, though. I will say, like, the longest event I've ever been to that I just really had not much interest in was seeing Hamilton.
Yeah. Really? People love that. So you went and sat through Hamilton. You did not want to see it.
Greatest 2 hours and 41 minutes of my life. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Plus the intermission. So it was more like 3 hours. I didn't like it.
Yeah.
Did you think about an intermission just blowing out and just being done with it? Because the older I get, like if I don't like something, I was reading a book a couple of months ago, and I'm like, I'm 100 pages in, but I'm tapping out of this.
I was with my wife, and she's a huge Hamilton fan, so that was not an option.
That was a no.
I saw it twice, and it was my daughter's in New York. My daughter's 16th birthday present, and that was peak scalping pricing for those tickets. And by the time I took my wife and kids to see it in Chicago, a lot different price point, but that first price point hurt a lot. And so I wasn't going to miss a second of it. I knew every song of Hamilton by the time I went in there because I wanted to milk, thousands of dollars worth of tickets. So I was all in on it.
Yeah, for a while there, I pretty much knew every song too because my wife listened to the album all the time and in the house and was screaming it all the time. And she bought the big book about it and all that, or I did for her, I think. But yeah, I'm not much of a musical fan anyway.
Well,
it's not my thing.
Great transition here. Cody Campbell wants to be in the room where it happens, like in Hamilton. Is Cody Campbell a villain in college football right now, or is he the guy that's pushing the change that we need to get to the sweet spot of college athletics? What role is Cody Campbell playing right now?
If he's the villain, then everybody else is a villain in college athletics too, because everybody's equally culpable in whatever this mess we want to call is college athletics. I think that, I wrote a column that I published today at CBS Sports, and I believe he's got very good intentions. I think he makes a lot of great points, in my opinion. And I do believe that he is trying to help college athletics. as much as I do that, I believe a lot of athletic directors and commissioners want to help athletics, but it's become increasingly clear over the last, 10 years, but especially the last 2 to 3 years, that everybody wants what's best for college athletics as long as it's what's best for them too. And there's a lot of silo thinking. So whether it's SEC commissioner, the Big Ten commissioner, Big 12 ACC to Cody Campbell, they want to do things that get to a point where there's some universal help, but also, can I get something else put into this bill that maybe helps my school or my conference? And, that's nothing new. It's just that it's amplified now because it's actually happening in Washington, which that's how politics always work, right? And, I think, it's as I wrote, it's a very poor timing for Cody Campbell and everybody that the Brendan Sorsby stuff is going on at the middle of them trying to push this bill across to the Senate floor and then maybe to the House floor. And, I think at this point, everybody needs to realize out there that everybody involved, there are angels and devils on their shoulders. They're not all pure good. They're not all pure evil. They all have good intentions. It's just that they all have different ways of trying to get there.
So when we discussed Sorsby specifically yesterday with the temporary injunction, so Judge lays it out February 8th, and everyone that at least I've heard says that Brendan Sorsby is playing 100%. I mean, do you see any way that Sorsby is not, after the 2-game suspension, not playing for Texas Tech this season?
Oh, yeah. In fact, I believe he's not going to play at all. I think that the pressure coming from within the Big 12, from all the athletic directors other than Kirby Hocutt at Texas Tech, is immense. And they're looking at all options to punish Texas Tech if they decide to play him this season. Also, as we know, the reaction has been overwhelming outside the Big 12. The athletic directors at the Big 12 met with Brett Yormark yesterday on a call, and Brett Yormark's trying to put a lid on all this because it's a very serious issue, and they're trying to make sure nothing gets leaked because there's a lot of ideas out there. But no one wants him to play. No one believes he should be eligible other than Texas Tech right now. And how do you combat that if you're the conference commissioner? And I've seen people, and I've talked to people, discuss this as well. Brett, this is a big moment for Brett Yormark too in the Big 12. He's got to show some leadership because he's starting to take some criticism for a lot of things within the Big 12 circles. But if you look back, for example, in the Big 10, when Tony Petitti got that job, very early on, he was facing a major scandal at Michigan with the sign stealing stuff and other NCAA investigations with Michigan. And he kind of went in the face of Michigan and listened to his constituents at the other schools and said, you got to open up your own investigation into Michigan. And if there's something you need to punish, you need to punish them. And he ended up suspending Jim Harbaugh, if you guys remember, very early in his tenure. And that was a sign of leadership. Brett Yormark at this point, I'm not saying he's got to, do something drastic or whatever at Texas Tech, but he's got to at least step up and say, this is what needs to happen. And this is what's going to happen. Because, if you put Texas Tech in a corner where you just go, hey, we're going to financially penalize you. Okay, sure. That's fine. I mean, they got a billionaire, obviously, in Cody Campbell helping fund their roster and everything else across the athletics department. But to me, the one cardinal sin in college sports, as we know, or in any sports, is being able to bet on your own team. You shouldn't be allowed to do that. And just because a local judge says, hey, you get this temporary injunction doesn't mean it's the end of the story. As you mentioned, the timeline's interesting because it's not scheduled to go to trial until February 8th, but the NCAA's filed its appeal. They've asked for some expedition on that. Will that happen before the season? There's no way of telling, but I think at the end, one way or another, they're going to come to their senses somehow, some way, whether it's Texas Tech doing it or maybe the Big 12 doing it for them. But it would be kind of surprising if Texas Tech does not succumb to all this outside pressure at this point.
But one thing this Sorsby thing has done, Brendan, I did not know this place existed, but we have gotten to a place in college athletics where every other college is like, yep, that's a bridge too far. Like, I didn't know in college sports that it could be united, and we finally found something that we don't think should be done. Like, he's done that. I mean, Texas Tech has done that, and I did not know that ground existed, to be honest with you.
Yes, that's what everybody's recognized here. But also, I do think that it's a valid question of, if this was another program, would they be doing the same thing as Texas Tech?
Do you mean so? In other words, I'm just going to randomly select UCLA. You're saying if this were a UCLA quarterback, would they be backing him the way Tech is?
Maybe. I think it just depends on the culture, the obsession with football at these schools, the investment. As we know, there's about $5 million contract tied to this guy, and Brendan Sorsby. You're also looking at, like, if you're Tech, if you have to cut ties with him, they're probably gonna have to end up paying him, part of that contract. So you're paying the kid to go to school and then leave without playing. But I do think that it's easy for everybody to say, well, we wouldn't do this right now. But if you were put in this situation where you bet your entire upcoming season on this quarterback who's a crucial piece to maybe get you a national championship at a place like Texas Tech, and this is your moment to strike. And also, let's make no mistake about it, Texas Tech is doing all this football-wise so that they won't be left out of the party in 5 to 10 years in whatever the next iteration of college football looks like. Because we're talking Super Leagues or whatever, and I'm not a believer that the Super League thing is going to happen in the next 5 to 10 years, but if that's a possibility, and we're talking about a 32-team league or whatever, Texas Tech's not in that. My alma mater, Arkansas, is not in that. So these type of schools have got to do everything they can to prove themselves worthy, because maybe it's not a Super League in the future. Maybe we do move to an entire system where these conferences are going, we're paying you off of merit, off of your TV ratings, much like the ACC does. And if you're not winning, you're not going to get that type of money that's going to be able to keep your program sustainable. So it's just a fascinating mix of just like perfect storm situation for Texas Tech right now.
Don't worry, your Arkansas team will be in it because you'll be grandfathered in because you chose the right side. You chose the SEC. You didn't stay outside the SEC. So.
Who's to say? Hey, who's to say? I mean, listen, if you, in this new business model, and that's not a mistake, it's a business model. If you're not bringing eyes, if you're not bringing money, why would the SEC want you? Why would the Big Ten want you in the future? And listen, everything's hypothetical right now, but if we're getting push come to shove 5-10 years from now, you saw Iowa State yesterday. They're expecting a $140 million deficit, and they have found a way to cut that down to $75 million. And you've got athletic directors, even at big schools, telling me just a couple of weeks ago at SEC spring meetings, we're in over our skis financially right now. And when the bill comes due just even as early as this coming January, when it comes to revenue sharing and NIL contracts, they're having to find a way to see if they can get a temporary expansion of the revenue cap. They're willing to pay a luxury tax because they're doing things so quickly and building the plane as it goes along when it comes to trying to give kids money that they're not even doing great accounting practices. So again, like at some point, everybody's going to realize that they're in a situation and they're not going to be able to pay the bill over and over again. And who's to say that if 5-10 years down the road, that like a program like a Texas Tech or an Arkansas or a Vanderbilt or whatever, just because you're in that conference right now doesn't mean you're going to be in the next iteration of whatever that looks like in the future. And that's not really on the minds of these commissioners right now. They will never say we would kick a team out. But if it push comes to shove, I mean, it might not even be the SEC or the Big Ten's decision. It might end up having to be the school's decision. We can't pay for this. We can't do this anymore.
Big Ten SEC officials met with the senators last night. Good sign, bad sign that this bill has a chance in some form to eventually get to the finish line?
It's a great sign that they're going to be able to get some amendments or some different language into the bill that the Big Ten and SEC want. Some of those details I've already started leaking. But the big thing here, of course, is still the pooling of media rights and then just the targeted language in the bill that goes against the SEC and Big Ten potentially merging at some point, which, again, I don't think that'll happen. And I don't see that happening. There's a lot of lawsuits that would happen if that were to occur with collusion and everything. But I think we're moving closer and closer now to what the Big Ten and SEC have been discussing in their behind closed doors, which is a self-governance model, which if you start doing that within those conferences, that opens the door for other things that they could create new rules that only govern themselves within those conferences, which could lead to a multitude of differences from conference to conference that maybe we're not even really talking about now, whether it's scheduling. I wrote my column today, like, if Texas Tech goes down this road and the Big 12 says, hey, you can go ahead and play him, Brendan Sorsby, what's stopping 5 years from now, for example, the SEC and Big 10, who are perhaps going to be in a self-governance system at that point, from saying, you know what, we need more money and we don't want to play ball with the Big 12 anymore because they're doing things completely different from us and going against the moral obligations they believe they have. And they just completely cut the Big 12 out and say, we're only going to schedule SEC teams in the regular season. We're only going to have a 12-game schedule against conference opponents, and then we'll meet whoever in the postseason. And that's the only time. And if you do that, you're effectively potentially smothering the Big 12. You're putting them in a position where they're not going to be competitive financially, which they pretty much aren't already, but especially probably not be competitive on the field because they're never going to be able to play SEC-type teams or Big Ten teams. And good luck getting recruits and players to go to your school if they know they're just going to be playing against Big 12 teams and no one else every week.
I don't know when we'll talk to you again, so I'll ask you right now, and it's only your opinion, but your opinion, by the time we finish this season and that December date comes, do you think 2027 is a 2014 playoff or not?
I don't think it will be. I think it'll end up staying at 12 again. But also, things are changing so much. Like, for example, like say that whole idea, like if that's floating out there, hey, maybe the SEC and Big Ten just plays only conference games from here on out. They have no reason to want to even expand beyond 12, I would think, or even 16, because they would probably be getting 12 teams combined into the playoff every year, because the Big 12 and ACC would look nothing like those type of programs. But again, those are all hypotheticals. But here in the here and now, the SEC still wants 16, and that's enough for this thing to be log jammed once again and for it to remain at 12. But, the ADs still want to discuss the 2014 playoff. But again, you're only as good as the information that is provided to you. And so my question has always been, whether it's the Big Ten or the SEC, who's providing the information to them that's telling them that it should be a 16-team playoff or that it should be a 2014 playoff? And I don't believe that the SEC ADs have been provided enough information on 24 teams to be able to make a proper decision that's weighted in both competitive balance but also the financial ramifications. I also think that in the Big Ten, they've been so tied to the idea of let's just do whatever Tony Petitti says that maybe they haven't even themselves looked at the 16-team model all that closely. But again, we're back to it's just silo thinking. No one's really thinking about the whole picture here. A 16-team playoff helps the SEC more than the Big Ten. A 2014 playoff helps the Big Ten more than the SEC when you look at the numbers and how many more teams they would get in. And that's – everybody wants to talk about media deals and Fox versus ESPN. That's really what this comes down to. We don't want to give this conference more access when 16 teams, we would have more teams in there and more likelihood to win a national championship.
He is Brandon Marcello. Everything he mentioned that he wrote today, you can read at CBS Sports. See him on CBS Sports and on the CBS Sports network and app. And follow him on social media, at @BMarcello. Brandon, thank you very much for the time. Always great talking with you.
It's great. I can't wait till the season. It seems like every offseason I come on here and we're talking about this crap. And it's so frustrating. Like, I just remember when the biggest news this time of year was always just the preseason magazines and what the coaches were saying about your team and where they ranked your team.
Yeah, now we don't even read those.
Yeah. And I'm not trying to romanticize the past and be nostalgic and everything, but we can't keep doing this every single offseason.
I agree.
I know everybody says it's not sustainable, but when you say something long enough, it loses its meaning. But that meaning is stronger than ever. Like, we just can't keep doing this crap because It's good. At some point, the fans are going to get so tired of this stuff, it will drive them away from the sport. It's not happening right now, and the sport's more popular than ever because there's so much controversy around it. But if this keeps happening over and over and over again, you are going to drive fans away, guarantee it.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what your realtor sign looks like. Brandon Marcello, realtor there in Northwest Arkansas.
Well, when football's over?
If he keeps doing this the next couple of off seasons, it sounds like he's going to get his real estate license.
Well, listen, I'm very happy that I'm employed. I'm not saying I don't like my job, obviously, and I do my best to cover all this stuff, but I'd much rather talk to the players and coaches and discuss how they do superhuman things against all odds and their background, their stories, and how they've come through from nothing, some of them, or from different backgrounds. I don't want to be sitting in Washington, D.C., listening to a panel and watching people in suits decide what is best for these players.
Yeah, well, I appreciate what you do, because it keeps me from having to watch and listen to all of it.
Me from having to do it.
You digest it, and you give me you give me the cliff notes, and I appreciate that.
I digest it and I regurgitate it.
That's right. We appreciate your regurgitation. Thank you for vomiting.
Yes.
Thank you, Brandon. Have a great weekend.
All right, see you guys.
All right, buddy.
You're
Take care.
best, man.
Brandon with us on the Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys Hotline.
Champy's Chicken brings you the final hour of the show. Appreciate Sterling and the fine folks down there, Champy's Chicken. Highway 119 in Alabaster. Get by there and see those fine folks. Great lunch, great dinner, and all the wonderful in-house made sides, and that chicken that's brined overnight. It is terrific. And also the fine folks at Inverness Country Club. Brandon's got another golf shirt on from out at Inverness. You can see that logo and everything he enjoys about that golf outing out there, and a lot more, Brownie.
What time do you tee it off today?
12:50. ICCAlabama.com. What are you laughing at? Why is that a problem?
It's just funny.
Okay. ICCAlabama.com. You got to have a tee time, man. I need to know when I'm playing. ICCAlabama.com. That's the website to go to find out more about Inverness Country Club. What you're going to see there is you're going to see a great golf course when you go look at it. A place that is fun to play, as Ambler points out in the chat every time we talk about them. Fastest greens in Alabama. Sometimes that is true. You can set up a tour with Aaron, though, our friend Aaron Hilliard, by calling 205-991-8608, 205-991-8608, and see that great clubhouse and the wonderful food that they serve there. See that tennis facility that they are remodeling there, and how beautiful it is going to be, just world-class. See that pool, resort-style pool with a cabana, and see the people. People are the best part of Inverness. Fun place to play. Love going out there. And you can, too. If you're looking for a club home in Birmingham, Inverness Country Club is the place. The best days happen at Inverness Country Club.
Follow LT on Twitter at @TheLanceTaylor.
We interrupt this program for breaking news. From the gators of the litigation situation. Insurance companies have a playbook. I repeat, insurance companies have a playbook. Deny, delay, defend. They know which law firms will fold and settle cheap. They are not on your side. That's corporate greed at work. At Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys, we fight back. We have the resources, the muscle, and the will to take them on. And you don't pay a dime unless we win. They fight dirty. We fight hard. Call 659-777-7777 or hit up alexwins.law.
Physical office location, Birmingham.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Next Round shirts, Next Round hoodies, and Next Round hats all in one place, nextround.store. Find your favorite piece of gear from your favorite show and put it in your rotation. You never know, you might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all of your favorite Next Round gear by visiting nextround.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at nextround.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from nextround.store. Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood. Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from the Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000.
All right, first hour, in fact, the first 30 minutes of the show, we talked about soccer last night in Auburn and Brown and Tyler's experience there. That's a big part of the first hour of the show. You can go back and get that on Spotify and wherever you get the podcast or rewatch it here. Hour 2 was some college football news there, and now we just spoke with Brandon Marcello all on the show. Don't forget to like, subscribe on all of our platforms, and follow us on social media everywhere. Almost every kind of social media account. We have one at Next Round Live, 80 days until football and our Innisfree countdown. Odie's Fest, by the way, coming up July 25th, that great summer musical festival down at Odie's. Tell us about Odie's, LT, and we'll get back to more college football.
Yeah, Odie's Tavern, a great place to watch Game 4 of the NBA Finals tonight. Get there a little early. Enjoy the incredible food from Rodney Davis. Been doing it almost 4 decades with the award-winning wings, fantastic burgers, delicious sandwiches like the Diablo sandwich, those ice-cold beer buckets full of the Bud Light. Live music every Friday and Saturday night. 2 locations, the original Crestline, newest location right there in Homewood on Broadway. Get in and see Will Haver and that great staff. Birmingham Institution is Odie's Tavern.
I-65, exit 304 in Coleman, 334 in Decatur, where you find Johnston RV Center, where you find a great selection of fifth wheels. They are very popular throughout the United States right now. If you want to go see America in a fifth wheel, you can do it with our friends at Johnston RV Center. If you're like, no, I don't really want the fifth wheel, but I do want an RV, good news. They've got more than 300 other types of RVs right there at Johnston RV Center. You can see it all online as well, johnstonrvcenter.com. They stand behind their product as well. RV Warranty Forever is the name of the organization that covers anything new or qualifying pre-owned with a lifetime warranty. You heard me right, a lifetime warranty. They stand by it right there if it's new or pre-owned. See more, johnstonrvcenter.com.
3 things that really I don't believe in college football right now. 3 of them. And we'll run through them all right now before we get to trash. The first one, Brooks just sent me. That I live in this world now. And it's USC that just hired this person.
I saw this.
New USC football coach Lincoln Riley, not so new now. He has decided to promote Connor McQuiston to director of AI. USC football now has a director of AI.
So he's doing what for them as director of AI? Do you know?
Artificial intelligence.
I'm well aware of that. But so we're just using that
McChryston will build AI models using program data to identify competitive advantages in everything from game planning to scouting.
So basically, we're using AI to do the analytics,
everything.
essentially. Yeah.
AI to coach.
Yeah, I don't think it's there yet. And I'll give you an example because I told these guys, and I think it might have been Brooks or Tyler or Scott, when I was talking about if you ask AI to predict a game for you, it's going to give you the exact Vegas number, what it's on. Like tonight, if I was to tell you, and I'll tell you the score, if you ask your robot, okay?
I will.
I'll tell you exactly what they're going to tell you the score.
So you're going to write it down.
I
and
will
Jim's
write it
gonna
down.
Okay,
and
I'm going to say.
So just give me 1 sec.
Who wins tonight's NBA playoff game between, I'll get specific, between the Spurs, little scientific experiment here, and the Knicks.
Okay.
And this, I'm going to ask my
Let me do it
AI
big.
mode.
Okay, wait, here we go.
It's searching. Which response is better, response A or response B? I don't know. You tell me.
It's going to be basically the same.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying this AI, it might be important to have this position, and maybe you gain a little bit of an edge. But AI plays it really close to the vest. Very, very predictable on a lot of this stuff.
That's like the average. They're probably dealing with a lot more sophisticated stuff than like you typing in a score in the Grok or ChatGPT.
Jim is typing in the Walmart AI. They're probably using the.
But I'm telling you, though, it's going to be like, okay, we're going against Notre Dame. Bad example, USC.
Yeah, no, you're not. They're not on our schedule.
We're going against Ohio State, and Ohio State averages 181 yards per game on the ground. Like, I mean, I think they're going to have their foundation of just hard facts.
It did not predict a winner for me.
To me, this feels like when the first sabermetrics guy got hired by a GM in the MLB.
I mean, it's.
But now that is.
Can you ask your robot?
I will. The one on the X.
Give me a Game 4 final score between the Knicks and the Spurs.
Is the score for the Knicks?
All of the AI systems we use, they're language learning models. It's just going to be scouring the internet for results. This sounds more like they're using statistics to build out prediction models. So that way,
basically run the game 1,000 times.
Yeah, run different simulations, exactly.
And Kalen DeBoer and Ryan Grubb are going to call this play most likely right now.
I think that's what AI has done for Game 4. I think they've run all these simulations, but I can tell you what their score is.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on what you mean by AI, because the one that Brown's looking at right now, no. That's just pulling stuff
They don't give me a score. They just tell me who's favored.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys were able to do it when I asked this. Can you ask Grok or whoever, can you give me the winning score or the score of Game 4 tonight in the NBA Finals?
But I could see where
difficult.
AI could take you deeper into like the stuff that a GA looks at. Like, all right, let's do every third down and 9 in plus territory. All right, on every third,
eliminate jobs.
Probably so. Like every third and 9 in plus territory, 38% of the time they threw in the flat, 20% of the time they ran in punt, and AI is going to take it deeper. All right, 38% of the time they threw in the flat, but they also threw 20% of those passes to this player, 15% to this player.
By the way, jobs that Dan Lanning and Glenn Schumann and great young assistants have done.
That's right, to get to where they are.
To get to where they are.
Okay, I've got a prediction from ChatGPT.
All right.
Okay, so this is the robot, right?
This is the robot. This is your Walmart robot.
Okay, you throw it out.
Knicks 112-108.
What you got, Lance?
Knicks 110-107.
Oh,
so,
that's close enough.
Yeah. I got Knicks 108, Spurs 103.
So basically, they look at
Knicks 108, Spurs 105.
Well, listen to it. So basically, they say, here's point spread, here's point total.
Well, that's interesting. So look at this. I gave out the side tonight. I did not give out the total. The total is 216.5. They are, all of those AIs are leaning under this total, which is very interesting because normally it's right on the number 1 or 2 off. So we'll see if AI is getting better at this.
It's just showing the betting market with citations on where the line is in the betting total.
Second thing, I can't believe that this is true in college football, but it's being reported in a couple of places that cover college football today. According to an audit of Colorado athletics, Deion Sanders got paid $50,000 too much after the 2024 season for his appearance in the Alamo Bowl. They overpaid him $50,000.
So he had
do you know why?
He had a bowl game bonus, and they overpaid it.
Yeah. Do you know why?
Because they thought the Alamo Bowl was in the playoffs, and they played a payoff bonus.
Close. The athletic department, the person writing the checks at Colorado, thought the Alamo Bowl was a New Year's Six Bowl, and that was a $50,000 bigger bowl bonus than Deion deserved in playing in the Alamo Bowl.
Now, does somebody lose their job over this?
Or no, Deion just got to pay it back, right? But
I don't know what the outcome's going to be. It's just that was in the story. There was the Colorado folks are so on top of it, so not used to winning. They thought the Alamo Bowl was a New Year's Six Bowl.
How does that get out?
How many
audit?
How many bowls are between the Alamo Bowl and the New Year's Six?
A lot.
I mean, it's not like they're almost.
Now the Alamo Bowl is always an entertaining bowl.
It's a fun bowl.
But
I
would say it's like a C plus B minus.
Yeah, it's not close to a New Year's Six. Like all the Florida bowls, just about are in front of them.
Yeah, there's probably 6 to 8 bowls in front of it.
The third thing I really can't believe is happening, but this is just business and capitalism. But do you remember when Auburn became an Under Armour school? They just recently went to Nike.
I do.
And, we were talking about Plank making Under Armour for certain college programs what Nike is for Oregon.
Yeah.
Utah is the latest school that is leaving Under Armour. And these are the schools that's left with Under Armour now. Notre Dame, Wisconsin, Maryland, Northwestern, Coastal Carolina, Navy, Colorado State, and Georgia Tech. And here's the sad part. Georgia Tech just signed on with their contract in 2026. So this will be the first year for Georgia Tech under Under Armour. Everyone else is leaving. Utah wants to sign with Nike. The Under Armour college influence is not going in a good direction.
I'll tell you this, not to tell Kevin Plank how to run a company, because obviously he is where he is and we are where we are doing midday digital programming. Yeah.
Never sounds cool when you say it.
I would really,
it's kind of hard.
Really focus on one or two brands. Like I would make sure Notre Dame, they are taken care of. I am Notre Dame's Jerry Maguire. And because they are a prevalent, obviously big-time program, but I would identify 2 or 3 partners and pay them all of our money and capture them for the next decade if I'm Under Armour. Instead of, you got a bunch of B-list programs there.
Yeah.
It seems like you're pissing money away.
To your point, if they had only done like Notre Dame, Auburn, maybe 1 or 2 others.
Imagine Notre Dame, USC, Alabama, just those 3.
And just pour it all into that.
Yeah. And
is Under Armour doing well in shoes and everything else? Clothing?
I just bought stock a couple of weeks ago in Under Armour because it is like all-time low.
Yeah. Well, Nike is, I'm reading right here. Now, this is from April, but I pulled this up because I remember reading this when it was posted in April. Nike wiped out $200 billion plus in market cap since November 2021. This is April of this year. It's a lot of money.
By wipeout, what does that mean?
That they lost $200 billion.
Okay. Well, you know what's happened
of market, not necessarily that was their losses, but they lost that much in their market cap.
Well, see, Nike still has the shoe to fall back on.
Yeah.
Under Armour's really never been in that space, at least has gotten the respect. I don't know. I've never had a pair of Under Armour shoes. But the problem for all of these brands has been Lululemon, the Robacks of the world, where you got all this other gear coming in and you've got all these options, and the price point's relatively the same. Your Lulu might be a little bit more than some of the others, but your Viore, you've got other brands that people are gravitating to as opposed to going to a Dick's and buying an Under Armour hoodie.
So real quick, Tyler, one reason that they did this, Jim, is because in COVID, everybody was shopping from home, and Nike, according to Akash Gupta, who covers business, I think he's with CNBC, but anyway, that they thought, you know what, this is going to be permanent. Everybody's going to be shopping from home. So they seeded some of their shelf space at places like Dick's and Foot Locker. And you know who took it? On and Hoka and New Balance. And those brands are probably the strongest they've ever been. And they took that shelf space away from Nike. Now, I think Nike's gotten some of it back, but not before they bled through $200 billion in market cap losses before they did it.
Adidas has rallied.
In
recent years.
Yeah.
Well. And Nike, it burned hot with the Donks. That was like a two-year window where they were, the hottest thing out there.
Yeah.
I don't know what the future for I mean, it's never going to go back to what it was.
As Damien points out on Twitter, or excuse me, on text, that Steph Curry left Under Armour as well.
He did?
So he's not a brand
He's
person.
taking that Chinese money.
Yeah.
Our friends at Michelson brings you a little bit more before we get to trash today. Tell us about Michelson.
Yeah, make the call that I made. I had the 2200 vision. Didn't even realize that I was legally blind without the aid of contacts. After I went in, got the procedure done, only took 12 minutes for both eyes. 20/15 vision, better than 20/20. I've got that 23 years later. When you make the call, ask for Amy Toe. The next round, Cynthia. She's going to hook you up with a hassle-free consultation. You have nothing to lose to find out if LASIK is right for you. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, they are the best in the LASIK space. 205-969-8100 or michelsonlaservision.com.
Okay, the CBS Sports did 15 quarterbacks that need to win a Super Bowl to secure their legacy. The first 5 are pretty easy. Right?
Yeah, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson.
They had Lamar 1, Josh 2, but yeah, they're the top 2.
Justin Herbert.
Joe Burrow's 3.
Justin Herbert just needs to win a playoff game.
Justin Herbert's 5.
Well, he's not even won a playoff game.
Is the next one going to possibly be Dak Prescott?
Dak Prescott was 4. Herbert was 5. Those 5 are easy.
I just found it interesting. You see these quarterback lists all the time, and I saw one last week that had Herbert in front of Matt Stafford. I'm like,
and it's what?
Yeah.
It's a better quarterback.
Not even the best quarterback in his own city.
Yeah.
I know.
His own stadium.
His own stadium.
Aaron Rodgers is 6, so in their list, winning another one.
He needs to win another one.
Cements his legacy. 7 is Jared Goff with the Lions. Winning one there would do something. Jordan Love hasn't won one, is 8. Number 9, Jalen Hurts. I mean, Hurts has won one.
I think he's won one more than anybody ever thought he would win.
Yeah, and I can't believe
lost one.
Yeah,
I can't. Look, Aaron Rodgers to only have one does seem a little light, but like that ship has sailed. Aaron Rodgers is never winning another championship.
I wouldn't think
That's
so.
right.
Have you said Burrow yet?
Burrow's 3.
3. Okay,
Yeah. Patrick Mahomes is 10th. Is Mahomes already?
Good Lord.
Is Mahomes already challenged Brady for the unofficial status as the greatest quarterback of all time? And there's an ad.
No, I think that ship is sailed
that
too.
conversation was the byproduct of Mahomes joining Brady, and Joe Montana is the only 3-time Super Bowl MVPs.
After he won that third, it was a realistic discussion to say, hey, can he catch Tom Brady? But I think what you've seen the last couple of years is the answer is no.
Kyler Murray 11, Matt Stafford 12. Does Stafford need another one to secure anything?
I don't think so. I think before the first one, and then he follows it up with an MVP 3 years later or 4 years later. I think the argument was, is Stafford a Hall of Famer? I mean, he has cemented himself as a Hall of Famer.
I mean,
now.
he's a first ballot. He's a 5-year wait, right?
I guess a second would solidify him as a top 10 quarterback of all time.
Purdy 13th, C.J. Stroud 14th, and they put Sam Darnold on here. I guess just to show it's not a fluke. I don't know.
He's already.
Jeez,
Again, who would have had him winning one?
He's like Jalen Hurts. He's won one more than anybody ever thought he would win. Yeah.
CBSSports.com to see their reasoning there. Trash Today brought to you in part by our friends at Hemphill. Tell us about Hemphill, LT.
Yeah, 205-229-2090. That is the number you need to call if, unfortunately, something goes down. Whether it's the HVAC unit, when the weather starts to heat up, you've got a plumbing issue, call Adam, Chad, Andrew, the guys there. Hard to stop a train, 205-229-2090 or hemphillservices.com.
Now, if that's too much, 12 different appetizers to choose from. I'm a fried dickle pickle man. I'm a fried dill pickle man.
LT's Trash is presented by Bud Light.
Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Our friends at Bud Light.
That open reminded me, because there's another open. Can I tell you idiots in the back room what you have done to me? I forgot to bring this up earlier in our soccer discussion, and it just revisited my brain. I'm at Jordan-Hare last night. Before the game started, I make a bathroom run. Wall full of urinals, okay? Pretty crowded bathroom. Urinal opens up, I step in, just doing my business, not paying attention, feel the movement around me. Somebody several urinals to my right literally says out loud in the men's room, which is otherwise quiet, "Don't peek down here, Brownie."
Yes!
The people know. They know. They're on guard.
Peek down here, Brownie.
So we've developed a reputation.
How do you respond to that? I mean, what am I supposed to do in a men's room at Jordan-Hare Stadium?
That just made my day.
At that point, I don't think you can say, "I'm not peeking."
Exactly. Yeah. There's nothing you can say.
I would say you.
What did you say back to Alex Golesh?
I would have just screamed, Too late.
Or just hung him a bird finger.
That would have been a good response.
I just finished my business, zipped my pants, because I still to this day don't know who said it, because it was several people down, and I'm not going to look, who's talking, or lean back. I'm not going to do that.
Peek over and see who said it.
I'm not going to peek over. I mean, my eyes were square on the wall after he said it. I didn't want anything.
From that to Good Nut. Tom Brady expanding his post-NFL business empire with a new coconut water brand called Good Nut. And we're not making this up. The tagline is, "That's a good mouthful." 7-time Super Bowl champion launched a drink in partnership with Go Puff. Beverage available exclusively through the instant delivery platform. Good Nut, described as a premium organic coconut water made with Vietnamese coconuts, comes in a 11.8-ounce can, launching in 3 varieties, original chocolate and sparkling. Drink costs $3.29 a can, while Go Puff fam members can grab it for a discounted price of $2.96. Now, according to Fox Business, Go Puff say coconut water sales on its platform have surged 115% year by year, while the wider coconut market is expected to reach $11 billion by 2030.
Part of his TB12 nutrition plan, too.
So this is supposed to do what for me? Good Nut.
It's just a great way. It hydrates you.
With flavor?
No, coconut water's good. I don't drink it on a regular basis.
Yeah, I mean, I don't dislike the taste, but I'm just saying it's just water with flavor, basically. It's flavored water. There's nothing... The coconut doesn't do something for my body that just normal water doesn't?
Yeah, there's nutrients in there. Yeah.
In coconut?
Yeah. Natural coconut water has nutrients in it.
Okay.
It gives you Tom Brady's skin.
Can I win 6 rings?
I'll just ask. Coconut water.
Yeah, ask the robot what coconut water does
It's
for me.
more hydrating than regular water.
More hydrating, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Really interesting.
Essential electrolytes has potassium and magnesium in it. A lot of people suffer as they get older, Brownie, with potassium issues.
That's right.
And magnesium helps you with sleep, and calcium for your bones. All that in coconut water.
Yeah. Y'all gonna try Good Nut? Looks like something you'd have out by the pool, Lance.
Maybe.
Looks like you could have some Good Nut out by the pool
I'll
or on
swallow
the
a
beach.
mouthful.
Yeah, will you? It's more than a mouthful, they say.
A man adjusting a holstered gun in his waistband. I've heard this before. Accidentally shot himself inside of the Venice Walmart on Thursday morning. Deputies responded to the retail store on Thursday morning after receiving reports of gunfire. Surveillance video captured a man entering the building with a holstered gun tucked into the waistband of his shorts.
You know what he doesn't have now? A Good Nut.
While the shopper was adjusting the weapon, deputies said the firearm discharge struck him in the groin area. Investigators confirmed the shooting was accidental and stated there was no threat to the public. Officials have not yet confirmed the medical condition of the wounded chopper or if he was taken to an area hospital. It is also unclear if the man will face legal charges regarding the discharge of the weapon inside of the building. Seems like forever ago, Plaxico Burress shot himself.
That's right. Was that in a strip club?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it was a club. I don't know if it was a strip club or not.
Yeah.
But he was walking up the stairs, slipped, had it in the waistband, and it discharged.
Yeah.
Those pants are looking a little moose knucklish.
They are tight pants.
Yeah.
I don't think
Wow.
you get a gun in there.
Between you and Brown, you are the only one that noticed that, I think.
Hey, speaking of New York sports,
they're
'cause
tight pants.
I meant to bring this up when we were talking about the finals. Have you guys seen the videos of just random Spurs fans walking out of MSG
Oh, yeah. No, it's
and
been-
getting attacked?
No, the mayor.
This is why Knicks will not be able to win a championship.
The mayor and that really translate onto the court.
It should.
The mayor,
shitty fans, the worst fans.
The Knicks are upset because the mayor and the police chief have put in some restraints tonight on people gathering outside. They should. They've shut down some viewing parties last night. He says the other night it was an embarrassment, and so they were limiting the size of the viewing party outside Madison Square Garden.
Man, I don't know if you guys saw it, but there's one guy in a Spurs jersey just walking down the street, and people jump him. It's almost like back to the Homeland reference when Sandy gets pulled out of the car and beaten to death on the streets.
No.
It's a scary moment.
I saw
the guy's just trying to get away.
I saw 2 different ones. One of them was an older man in a Spurs jersey, and people are, everyone's filming, of course, because they're going to put it on their social media. And they're, screaming obscenities and stuff at him, and then somebody comes up behind him and hits him with what looks like a bag of coins, but it's not. It hits him with something over the head, and they jump on his back, and then he starts backing up, and everybody's yelling, and then it cuts, the one I saw cut to a guy who's in a Spurs jersey bleeding from the mouth, and they keep hitting him, saying, take that jersey off, take that jersey off. And finally, bleeding from the mouth, he takes the jersey off and hands it to him. And they're like, now get out of here, get out of
Savages.
here. Yeah.
I mean, that is crazy.
Yeah.
But did you see, I mean, people were saying that they had tanks outside of MSG when President Trump was there the other night. I mean, it's a digitally altered photo that is so obvious.
Yeah.
They don't have freaking tanks on the streets of New York City, but people buy into this stuff.
If the Knicks win this thing, though, like,
Oh,
I mean,
it's-
obviously, you can't handle a loss. I mean, what are they going to do in a win? Like, I can't even imagine. But another reason I hate the Spurs, but big Spurs fans moving forward. Port Charlotte man asking for help finding a 7-foot replica sandbar shark stolen from his front porch. Nate Winkler was out of town attending a cancer benefit when someone took Sandra, a fiberglass replica of a sandbar shark he caught, released alive on a deep-sea fishing trip in Fort Lauderdale 10 years ago. Sandra took up to 7 feet of wall space in front of Winkler's house. He's now asking whoever took Sandra to please return her.
I'm going to say this is his wife. His wife's like, look, we're going to be out of town. I'll leave the front door unlocked. I've always hated that shark on our wall. If you'll come take it.
Could be.
We'll make it look like an asset.
Now,
We'll
after
make it look like a thief.
10 years in their home, Sandra has become part of the Winkler family with their own personality. The Winkler family recently gave their home a fresh coat of paint after spending years repairing hurricane damage and placed Sandra on the wall.
I was going to say, I don't think that that paint color goes well with Sandra's coloring.
Yeah, you need more contrast, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I would have gone with a sort of a sea blue.
Winkler did report Sandra when she went missing. The piece cost $2,500 to make. It is now worth $4,000 to replace. Now, this has qualified the stolen shark as grand theft.
Let me ask you.
Does he have pink hair, by the way?
Did he catch the shark, or is it just an art item? Now, if I caught it, I may be emotionally attached
So
to
you
it.
think this is like a stuffed...
It actually ate his brother years ago.
Yeah, see, that would make a more interesting story. It's
By the way,
it's the same expression I sometimes have trying to understand the viewing menu when Tyler's talking about movies. I'm always like, my mouth is always open trying to figure out
like why Tyler went to see that.
Which actor is that guy?
No, he did not catch it according to this. Did you guys see the shark attack in Panama City?
I did, man. I can't believe that video.
It was so random. Why was he swimming in that bay?
Why was he that deep in that bay? And I guess somebody saw the shark coming up and was already videoing. I don't know, but I was uncomfortable by that video being out. I mean, that's somebody getting attacked. I was just not comfortable watching it.
29-year-old volunteer firefighter has been charged with arson after allegedly setting 3 fires over 30 hours in late May of 2026, then returning to a station to respond to them alongside of his crew. Very weird story. Justin Sholey, a member of the Perseverance Volunteer Fire Company in Pennsylvania, is accused of starting the blazes using fire logs and a lighter. Now, he told investigators one was set near the property he believed belonged to a former employer who had fired him. No injuries were reported across any of the incidents. According to a local newspaper, investigators used automatic license plate reader databases to place Sholey's vehicle near each fire location at the relevant times. Surveillance footage from the firehouse also put him there shortly before the most serious incident, a Saturday morning fire that started at a former nursery site and spread to a barn shed, outhouse, gazebo, and 3 vehicles. After his arrest, Sholey did admit to setting all 3 fires. He is being held on $500,000 cash bail and faces multiple felony charges, including arson.
So you think he thought, I'm a volunteer firefighter, they will never suspect me? I can do that. Why would a volunteer firefighter start a fire at somebody's house that he then had to go put out?
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm under the assumption now that you can't get away with a lot of crimes because there's so much surveillance.
There is. But I told you this, my wife, this is several years ago, my smash and grab got my wife's purse, and we were in, that was a dead hit. We were in city of Hoover where it happened, and Hoover police had their license plate like that because of license plate surveillance. Like the detective told me right away, we know who it is. Never an arrest or anything. I mean, I don't know if there was just nothing they could do.
Keep that in mind as you're watching, what's our show with Ham, John Hamm?
Oh,
Friends and Neighbors.
Friends and Neighbors.
Keep that in mind as you're watching that.
Well, I'm to the season 2 finale. They just Amanda Peet just had to bury an animal in the last.
I don't get
That's
how.
an amazing scene.
All of those houses are probably.
I don't think you're to the finale yet.
I think so. It showed only one more left.
You know, that's Scarsdale, New York, and I think all those houses are probably $7 to $10 million, but none of them have a Ring camera.
Well, but does she disable it? I mean, like, she's got that thing in the car, the little
Maybe.
housekeeper.
So the last episode I watched was the finale, you think?
It said,
yeah.
Do you know
the last episode?
Well, let me ask you this: was there a body of water?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, when you go down to episodes, that's the last one,
Okay.
and there's none that are listed as upcoming. So I think I'm almost caught up. I got one more to go.
Yeah,
it's my favorite show that I've watched in a long time. It's a very good show.
I like it. Again, I think it's gotten out there. It's gonna be tough for them to keep pushing forward.
Yeah, James Marsden. Don't know if he's back for season 3 or not, based on the last episode I watched, but he was a good character.
Meteorologist in Arkansas earning praise online after continuing a live weather broadcast despite a studio fire breaking out behind the scenes.
Another fire.
Noah Simmons, meteorologist in Fort Smith, Arkansas, was covering active tornado warnings on June 6th when a studio light caught fire during the broadcast. Despite the incident, Simmons remained on air to continue tracking severe weather affecting the area. Now, as the fire continued, Simmons addressed the situation while covering his nose with a shirt saying, quote, "So we just had a fire in the studio, but we got 2 tornado warnings, so we got to keep tracking this and covering this live."
Yeah. I agree. There's a hook echo right near where the weather station is.
Unusual moment quickly spread online after clips of the broadcast were shared across social media, with many viewers praising Simmons for staying focused on the weather emergency. While some viewers believe the studio was filling with smoke, Simmons later clarified during a Facebook live stream that much of what appeared on camera was gas released from the fire extinguisher used to put out the flames.
It's a weird look. I'll have to say, like, you stomach that tornado and smoke starts coming up right at the first.
Look, they're zooming right into the hook echo, Brown. I was.
You were right,
about,
Jim.
yeah.
It's right there with New Jenny Land over in that area. Is
Yeah,
that where
there's
it is?
one right there.
Off of Bonanza Road.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's all I got.
Okay, that's trash today. A couple more things. Reacting to Auburn last night, our buddy William says 1-0, and then it has handshaking Messi and DeBoer at Jordan-Hare Stadium. Both Messi and DeBoer are 1-0.
Saw that.
Very popular. Argentina scored the same number of points in Jordan-Hare as Hugh Freeze as he did in his last game.
Yeah. The section where I sat was an interesting mixture of Auburn fans that were wearing their Auburn gear and what appeared to be people that are native Argentinians. I don't know that, but they were very emotional, in their cheers and all. A lot of Hugh Freeze jokes around me that I don't think the Argentinians understood.
Yeah. And then the last one from Denzel here, and I have a feeling a lot of people will disagree with this, but 90,000 plus in a stadium in Auburn, Alabama, right in the heart of the Deep South, got to kill the narrative that Americans don't care about the sport.
I would agree with that. I think, I would ask you the question if it were, I don't know a good example to use because I don't know the sport well, but what I'm getting at here is if it were a team without Messi, if this were Germany versus Iceland, if this were France versus Iceland, would it have gotten the same?
No. At Jordan-Hare Stadium?
Yeah, I don't think so.
It would have been 22,147.
And I don't think Americans care about the sport. I mean, look, how popular is MLS? I mean, what are the ratings like? If we really cared about the sport, it's very niche.
That's right.
Yeah.
The stadiums, it has expanded. The stadiums are big, and they're packed. I mean, big not by SEC standards, but by soccer stadiums.
Yeah.
They're good size, and they're packed in the MLS. But it has survived.
On the MLS, would that be the equivalent, though, of saying people don't like baseball because they don't go to Barons games? I mean, is it the MLS? I mean,
it's our best soccer.
It's our best, but it's not the best soccer in the world.
No, but I think that shows you, though, like if we had – I mean, obviously, we try to monetize everything. If we had the fan bases that would carry the product, instead of the Premier League, you would have, organizations that would pay like the NFL.
Yeah, instead of getting Messi at the end of his career.
Yeah.
Beckham at the end of his career, which is what we've done in the MLS. We had the North American Soccer League once, back in the 70s. Pele, at the end of his career, played for the New York Cosmos. Some old guy that – I don't know his name, but he was the second most popular player in the world.
Maradona?
No, this was right about where Maradona was playing. This was a British guy. He was big in the Premier League. He came and played for the LA whatever they were,
Yeah.
Aztecs or whatever they were. And they were drawing 80,000 fans at the Meadowlands for Cosmos games. It was, I mean, it had
because of Pele.
It had, it had the people were just going to see Pele, and it had stars walking into that. Pele retired, and all these rock stars had bought the teams. They owned the team in Philadelphia, like a rock stars.
Yeah,
rock stars had 11 of the NASL franchises. Guys from the Who and Yes and all these people.
And they lost
bought
their shirts on that deal.
Yeah, and they were like, no, they said it was worth it. It was fun for 3 years, but then when Pele retired, it just went. The ratings dropped and everything.
I just and Tyler experienced the same thing. I know. I don't even have to ask him if he experienced this. I have never seen the collection of one person's jerseys to that degree in one building. Right? It was remarkable, Tyler, how many Messi jerseys were in there.
Yeah, my sister and I we're like trying to play a game. It's like, let me know if you can spot an Iceland jersey.
Oh,
like,
no.
I'll buy you a drink if
Yeah,
you can spot
I'm
one.
seriously
I bumped
asking.
into 2 and 3 on the street walking up and back and forth to Toomer's Corner.
Colts game 20 years ago.
Nowhere close.
Peyton Manning.
Nowhere close.
Brown, when we were walking in, we even joked about it then in Dallas, the Curry jerseys,
Nowhere
the little
close.
kids.
Guys, I cannot tell you. Like, I watched those Colts games, and there were a lot of Peyton Manning jerseys.
I bet there's 10,000 Peyton Manning jerseys on an average day.
At a Colts game?
Yeah.
There were more than 10,000 Messi jerseys yesterday.
You could find 10,000 of different varieties yesterday.
Wow.
Lance, it was, Tyler, I mean, it had to be every, I just offhand, you have people like me where I'm just wearing normal clothes. My daughter had a Messi jersey on. I would say offhand, 70% of the crowd was in a Messi jersey. You think that's crazy?
I mean, I would. It was like more than half. I would
Oh,
say.
definitely
which is
more than half.
crazy. And then like the other half was split between people wearing regular clothes and then people just wearing like a light blue T-shirt or something.
Just normal
or
clothes.
Inter Miami merch of some sort.
It was like when Lance said he's a billionaire on the show yesterday. I was like, yeah, really? How does a soccer player become a billionaire? I went to that stadium and it's obvious. The merch that dude has sold with that has been sold with his name on it is just outrageous.
Yeah, I was trying to tell you, he's the Jordan of soccer.
He is. I believe it now.
And he was at one point just a kid on ESPN Next, the magazine. The first time I saw him.
Was he really?
Yep.
Is that where you saw him?
I think he was 18 years old at the time, maybe 16 years old. And I remember the magazine. Open it up, big magazine. Loved ESPN the magazine, and they always did their Next, and Lionel Messi, and I think I called him Lionel on the show. Lionel. All right, that's the scene last night at Auburn. That's our show today. We're back with you tomorrow, 9 a.m. Central Time. Until next time, God bless you and God bless America.